This edition of the Latics Football Phone-In is proudly brought to you by Ugler's York Bitter. It's specially brewed to leave an extra bitter taste in mouth, and with a saltiness that will leave you thirsty for more, enjoy Ugler's York Bitter at your promotion playoff party. Ugler's York Bitter. You know you'll enjoy it when York bottle it. On Sunday, the 1st of June 2025, Oldham Athletic did something they had never done before. After waiting approximately 35 years and 1 month since their one and only other cup final appearance at the home of English football, Oldham Athletic won at Wembley. And not only that, for the first time in 34 years and 26 days, or Dave, 12,431 days, or 298,344 hours, or 1,074,038,400 seconds, Oldham Athletic finally won promotion. Welcome to the promotion football phone-in, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy days. Got to give a shout out to Latics media team
They posted that today. I'm not 100% sure who was the lad with the camera phone in with the fans behind the goal, but that I've watched that video so many times today. It's absolutely brilliant. In the thick of it, just amazing.
I'm in the thick of it, and everybody knows. Yes. Norwood scores his goals. Yes.
Yeah. We've got loads of comments here. We haven't even looked at them yet. Let's go through. So, yeah. So, we've got, I mean, if you're anything like me, you'll have just been able to concentrate on nothing else for the last couple of days. It's all been Wembley.
Who cried on Sunday?
Yeah. Big time.
I didn't.
And Andy Halliwell did and all, didn't he?
My shoulder was piss wet. Yeah.
Yeah. It was Bob asked who cried on Sunday. Bob did. There was lots of tears. Lots and lots of tears. It was a very, very emotional day. Can't get through all these, I don't think. We're going to have to just bring callers in, aren't we? And get chatting about Wembley on Sunday. Let's
go on then.
Somebody I bumped into a lot of you on Sunday. But let's talk to Dave, who I bumped into. Hi, Dave.
Hi, lads. You all right?
Yes.
Not bad at all, mate.
Yeah. Good, wasn't it, on Sunday? Happy days.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, it's like what you're saying about the media team then. They've been putting out a lot of great stuff, haven't they? And it's so good to see. And you just can't consume enough content of it. Anything that pops up, you just want to take it in, whether it's our stuff or whether it's people, our fans that produce or around the grounds or other vloggers. It's like, just get as much of it in as you can. The day after the final, I was watching loads of stuff and my missus went, "That was yesterday. Why are you still watching that?" And I was like, because it's been forever since we've ever had anything, and I'm going to absorb and enjoy as much of this as I can. So, yeah, I appreciate you're going to. I like to think you'll have a load of people calling in tonight. I know it's not.
We have loads of people. Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So
we've got Andy's here saying Norwood's goal worthy of a World Cup final, and that's one of the things that you've just had to watch over and over again, isn't it, Dave? Because it's got better with it. He's got better with every watch, hasn't it?
I know it's a bit cliche, and I sound like copying you, but I have every time I watch it, I do think it gets better. The shoulder, the little knock to giving the keeper the eyes so he doesn't know which way he's going. The left foot finish just as it bounces. It's absolute perfect, and then you've got people putting fucking Titanic music over it and messing to
The best bit of that goal was where he goes to the fans going, "It's my house, my house."
When I was there was a couple, like, obviously, like when we were down, we were a bit despondent, and the crowd went a bit flat, and there was a lad behind me just kept singing Norwood song, just kept singing it, and I didn't have the heart to join in just because I was that devastated, but obviously he got the equaliser, and then the rest is history, isn't it? But like I said to you on Sunday, Matt, to be honest, I just want to say a load of thank yous on here, really. Going back, you think back when you were going on TalkSport, Matt, raising all the awareness about what was going on under previous ownership, Push the Boundary lads, the foundation coming together, the Atleticos, the protests. There's a lot.
What about me bringing the sexiness back to Oldham Athletic? Come on, mate. Jesus Christ, come on.
A small part of it of the history of the club, Dave. But yeah, go on then.
Well,
you do feel as an Oldham fan outside of Oldham helpless in all these scenarios, and we've got you guys and a lot of other people to thank for where we were on Sunday. The podcast and the phone in, they make such a difference as well. I feel like I know so many more Latics fans than I did just because someone will pop up on the phone and it'll be on the podcast. And I used to go on When the Blues back in the day, but seeing Twitter handles is not the same as hearing voices and seeing faces. So it's so important for Exile fans to have that kind of like interaction. And if so, yeah, thanks so much for that, lads. Really appreciate it. And if anyone from the club's watching, the ticket office, the media team, Mickey and the coaching staff, the players, you're now immortal. There's lads from 35 years ago doing after dinner speaking for 20 odd years about when we last got promoted. So you're going to be busy over the rest of the course of your life. Obviously, thanks to Frank and Luke and Sue and Darren for everything running the club. And I just think I've never been prouder and happier and felt more like an Oldham fan than I did on Sunday. I was so happy the whole day, and it was just
you're giving me goosebumps again.
Yeah.
Dave. You know what I mean. I'm just at this rate. They're just going to become permanent. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know what happens if there's a condition for permanent goosebumps. But
when you're watching all these videos and hearing all these things, you're in a wave of like emotion and hairs on the back of your neck standing up, and long may it continue. I went on Sunday, and it's obviously not ideal, being a fan outside of Oldham, but there's loads of people who've travelled near and far. I saw Chris Stringer, who I don't know, but he's the French guy. He's from France on their phone in all the time. So I bumped into him, said hello, had a chat, and that wouldn't have happened without the phone in. And I travelled down with a load of people I'd never met in my life. Facebook group said, "Is anyone travelling down from Liverpool?" I needed to go via Liverpool to get back to work on Monday because it would have been the quickest way to get home. And was in a minibus, Rachel Doyle. So big thanks to her and her family. It was on a minibus with her and her family and John Whitehead. And what a day. We all had a great time heading down, heading back up, beers, sharing Latics stories, listening to Spotify playlists. Her young lad, Henry, when I got there, he's in his full Latics kit. It's absolutely brilliant. And I said, "How old are you?" And he said, 9. And I said, "Last time we went to Wembley, I was 9." It was really a moment, because I was like chatting to him and the amount of stuff he knew about Oldham. It was like looking at a 9-year-old me, because he was just really into his football and knew loads of stuff in the past. And he's playing like FIFA on the bus all the way down and editing players, adding Manny Month and adding loads of players.
FIFA 26, FC 26, we are back, baby.
I remember at the Halifax game, when I just parked up, I was walking over to the stand, and I heard 2 kids saying, "Oh, if we win these next 3 games, we'll be on EF 26."
Yeah.
And these little things do make a difference, don't they? So there's a lot more to it than just.
Dave, I think you've touched on some really, really important points there about social media. That we're in a digital age now, and I know what it's like to be a fan in exile, and I remember before social media and Twitter, and before you could stream games, before you could listen to commentary, all these things, and the importance of us connecting as a fan base online. It's been massive. It's really helped, and also obviously the whole thing, the whole community, the whole football community, the football family. I feel like I've got a football family. It was amazing at Wembley to see so many people that I knew online, or that knew me and said hello and all that. And then you've got the club and the family that run it, because it's run by a tight family who act like a family and treat the rest of us like an extended family, and the club like part of the family. The Halifax game was when it came together, where you really felt it. And then since then, it is just, we've had Halifax, we've had York, we've had Wembley, we've had the party at the park. It's all just come together, and it's like Andy's been saying it. He's like, about being Zen, and it's all going to come together. It's all going to come together. Well, we didn't see it before Halifax coming, clicking like it has done, but unbelievable. This last month has been just out of this
If you
world.
go back to before the Halifax game, I actually think it probably started with Ebbsfleet. I know Ebbsfleet relegated and bottom, and it was only a 2-0, but that sort of set the tone. It's like Joe Garner's starting. Oh, it's nice to give him a run out. Let's rest Fondop, and he's been brilliant. And then it was like Pritchard, right wing back. What's he? It's like, oh, bloody hell! Yeah. Oh, he's really sort of experimenting. And I remember talking in the fan bar, and people were saying, "Oh, we should still win with this team, but it's it's not a good team." And then with a few tweaks to that, we've gone out. Month came back in. Evans just came out of nowhere, didn't he?
Just Dave, sorry to stop you there. If you try to get into the studio to have a call, it's limited to 10 in the green room. So please keep trying, and you will get in. So please don't, if you're trying to get in, because we've had a few notifications on our system, on the mainframe system, on the database.
I think that's a good point for me to exit, lads, because clearly loads of people want to get in. and share their
Nice
story.
one, Dave. Yeah, but thanks for that, mate.
Thank
Appreciate it. Good to
all
see
the
you.
best, and on to next season. Cheers, lads.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Take care. Thanks.
Mate. Right, so let's. I need to find out.
Sort this banner out.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I need to find out if Ibby still wants Mellon to be sacked next season. So we'll bring him in. Let's find out. Hello, Ibby.
Good evening, guy.
Evening. Good evening. Second day, Matt.
How are you,
matey?
Yeah, I can't start smiling. I'm just keep pinching myself as to, is it a dream or something unbelievable? I can't believe it. I did tell you this game would go to extra time, Dave.
I know. I was absolutely in disarray when they scored in the first minute of extra time. I was like, well, at least I won't have to do another 4 until next season. I was done. I was gone. My little boy next to me was saying, Dad, we're not going to win. And I was like, guys, I said, son, we've got to Wembley. We'll be here next year. Don't worry about it. And then he said, I'm going to say a prayer to my granddad, who sadly passed away a few years ago. He prayed. No one scored. And then I went, son, pray again. And he did. And Harris scored. And it was just absolute pandemonium. And can I just say to Tom Conlon, absolute gent. We came out the ground at 8:30 and we saw him running into a corner shop to buy some booze. And my little lad said, you're Tom Conlon. He gave my son a big hug, me a big hug. He said, you're the podcast guy. Brilliant. And then my son just ran on the coach and got a load of pictures with the players, and they didn't give two hoots. And Nicky Adams was a guy. He's like, get a picture of who you want. Mickey Mellon was like, what's this kid doing on the coach? I don't know what's going on. But all the players were in pandemonium. They all started cheering, and my son was singing, we're on our way to the Football League, and they all went absolutely ballistic. It's the best memory an 8-year-old boy could have, and it just, if that could signify the status and the understanding of a club of who they are and what they're about, to let a little kid on after the playoff final win without any airs or graces or any big-headedness, it just shows what the core principles and values of this club's all about, and it was brilliant. And
Dave, I thought we were dead and buried when we were 2-1 down, and I was in tears already. I thought, oh, this is bad feeling. But how we managed to turn that around are just Godsmack. Fair dues, we deserve it. And I'm really delighted for the owners, the fans who have put money in week out, supported the club. I'm happy for the owners. Guys, we can do a Wrexham next season, believe me.
Yeah, or a Stockport. Yeah, it'd be brilliant if we did. It's just getting that recruitment right. And
so come on, Ibby. What about Mickey Mellon? You've not mentioned Mickey Mellon. You wanted him out, and he's absolutely done a masterclass in the playoffs, hasn't he?
Yeah, Dave and Matt, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm delighted for him. He will be. I will have to give him an opportunity. It's stupid of me to even say it now. Get rid of him. He deserves an opportunity next season, but he has to hit the ground running next season quickly. And I'm fully behind him. I'm just delighted for him because I was gossamer. I couldn't believe what I saw. I thought, this man, how has he managed to pull this off? 3 good results in the playoffs, guys. And I'm fully behind him. It would be stupid of me even saying, get rid of him.
Well,
Ibby, Mr. H is asking you to give us an Oldham song before you go. Go on, Ibby, come on.
I don't know any songs, guys.
Come on, we're on our way.
Stage fright.
We're on our way to the football. Oh, what about Mickey Mellon's Blue Army? Come on, Ibby, you got to do the song before.
Blues Army.
There we go. Thanks, Ibby. Take care.
Hey, listen,
guys,
Ibby, we'll see you in League 2 next season, mate.
See you.
Definitely. And before I go, Monday night, what the club did was absolutely brilliant, and it was well run. Thank you very much for everyone who did that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ibby. Take care,
thanks
mate.
a lot. I'm going. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Brilliant. I'm going. Bye-bye. Right, he's gone. I'm just going to go through this in order now.
Absolutely.
You next in line. Bradley.
All right, lads.
Yes, are you?
No, I'm in pain. Everything hurts. My feet hurt. My ears hurt, my chest hurts, but bloody hell, it's worth it. It was worth it.
I saw you topless on around the grounds, Bradley.
Yeah.
You dirty boy.
I was topless quite a few times during the day. I don't know why though. I just swing it around. But,
He's talking about your top.
Oh yeah, and your top as well, eh?
well, what happens in envy stays in envy.
Well,
The thing is, Brad, all those things that you said hurt. You didn't mention one thing, and that's really important. Your heart didn't hurt, and that's the main thing, because we didn't lose. And those poor Southend fans of you saw the players dropping to their knees and heads in hands, and same for their fans. And we thought we were going to go through that ourselves, didn't we? Before Norwood scored.
And I obviously couldn't believe it. I think I looked at the score by 112 minutes, and their fans were absolutely in bedlam, like singing that song. It's just like sounding like forever. We were flat. Our fans had gone. The players had gone. You're just thinking, it's not our time. This like take the occasion, and we'll go again next year. That's what we're going through my head. We've given it our best shot here, and that's it. And then no other player in the league would have scored that. I don't think any player in the league above would have done what Norwood did there. Jez's ball was perfect. So then he just touches it round the keeper, bang, it's in, and it's just mental. It was just absolutely mental. And you're thinking then, right, penalties, it's gonna be penalties. This no one's gonna score again, and then bang. I remember it vividly. So I went, oh, fucking Fondok's missed it, and it's just
I was thinking, right, penalties 5. Who's it going to be? Norwood, Corrie, no, Evans had gone off Conley, and the next thing, the ball had just bounced in the net, and I was like, what the?
Just went in, didn't it?
Like with my son, like I was just like, oh my goodness me! It was like,
but
the noise from the crowd is just.
How did we manage to do this though? Against Halifax, we scored 2 goals in like 2 minutes in the first 10 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah.
Then against York, second half, 2 goals in 2 minutes, killed the game. And then at Wembley, 2 goals in 2 minutes, killed the game. We did it in every game. Like, how on earth?
It must be mentality. It's mentality of the players.
Yeah, it's like.
But we've gone. How many times, Brad, have we watched the games at Latics and Dave? We've gone 1-0 up at Oldham or wherever, and you think, right, go and kill the game, get another goal, and kill the game. It doesn't happen. The other team get back into it, and then we know the rest of it. But in these 3 games, we've just done exactly that. We've scored, and then we've gone again, bang bang, like it's
exactly.
Just mad.
That's what we want. That's what we said the whole season. Just go at them and just go at them and go at them, and we did.
But Keane Harrett, like, when he said, "Oh yeah, it was a cross," of course it was a shot. Like, and then he's like, "Yeah, it's like my backyard. This is my second home." You know what I mean? Like proper cocky.
Yeah.
But I love that. Joe Pritchard, outstanding. Corrie Evans, outstanding. Kitchen was our important threat down the wing, and obviously going off injured, I was gutted. We sort of lost our impetus a bit. But then Jez came on, played that ball, but. It wasn't an inch perfect ball by any means. Norwood had a lot to do, and by God, did he do it? And he did it.
The way that he turned and like nudged the
defender, and that defender was a foot bigger than him as well.
Down. It was just that part of it, that movement. I mean, the little lob with his foot, just take it over the keeper. But the way he took it down in movement was like just bloody poetry or ballet.
Well, I was gutted that he missed that one before because he snatched it, didn't he? Yeah. I think he just got. I think that was, if he'd have connected with that, I think it would have busted the net.
But honestly, what an occasion! I think it's just one of them things which now it's just obviously going to live long in the memory. I remember walking to Wembley, like. Walked in and then looked at the ground. I just burst into tears, like thinking, "Fucking hell!" Everything which has like gone on and what's happened. I was just looking around, thinking, "We're here. We're finally here, and we're finally let's do something."
Hendon at home, Leyton Orient away in the cup. The goalkeeper scoring. You know, all them memories were banished, weren't they, when that Keane Harrett goal went in, and then the full time whistling to listen to Queen, one of my favourite bands, "We Are the Champions," because I watch other teams at Wembley and you're like, "We are the champions." It was just absolutely one of my dreams to watch Oldham sing that at Wembley, and we did it. And it's like it's dreams coming true for people. You know, watching the team.
100%. It's just you couldn't write it. If there's a way to win at Wembley, it's probably that. It is. Like I say, you're writing a script of our season. You think, honestly, if someone's documenting it, I say, because it was absolutely. So start season was all right-ish, and we'll tick it away. Then after Christmas, it was absolutely dog shit. I think we've won the same amount of games in the last month that we did from January to April. I'm thinking, I think I remember coming on this podcast. I think Andy even said it as well before the playoffs. He said, we're not going to win 4 games in a row to get into the playoffs, because that's what we have to do.
And which is what we've done. Yeah.
And we've just done it. And like I said, we're speaking to quite a few of the players on in Envy, quite pissed. And they're like saying, you know, training was shy after Christmas. It was shy and stuff like that. But then it comes to April and it just picked up. It flipped, and Mellon's mindset just flipped, and he just went for it. It was just.
Someone said to me he became an animal in training. He was just like, there is no inch
the
uncovered.
Secret sauce, you see, the secret sauce.
You've got to be on it.
I'm not saying that my conspiracy about him wanting to finish in a particular place in the league on purpose was, but maybe you never know. What your mates is in the comments here, around the grounds. Best League Two best watch out. With this fantastic fan base and club, we're going to take some stock in Magic Month covering Oldham Athletic, and it's been brilliant.
Yeah, for next season, it's hard to think about. Obviously, next season, but it is we're quite far behind already from all the clubs. Other clubs have been recruiting for a month, and now it's pre-season stuff like that. They've had a break. We've now when they got a break, it's going to be an absolute mighty struggle to replicate like into the playoffs. I think, like I said, you're mid-table.
Come on, Brad. Come on.
It's just because obviously everything through there, but that's for another day. But honestly, how magical the full day was of like just being in Envy and all bloody players coming in, and I got a lot of Jaeger ones, stuck them in the cup, and everyone's drinking out of it. It was just absolutely. It was just mental.
It was. Listen, we're gonna have to get through more callers, or we're going to be here all night, Brad. But well done for getting the booze bus out and about all over the country, taking it to the deepest, darkest Kent and all these places, and getting fans out there and doing your bit, because it's like I said before, like it's a massive team effort, and you'll be getting five coaches next season, Brad.
Not a chance. It's absolute chaos. But I can finally relive that one. Not going to believe walking, Aldershot, Solihull, all these
Truro, Gateshead.
Them shitholes, we've got rid of them. Bring on the money shitholes.
There's one place you definitely won't be going, and that's the LNER Stadium. Mr. Ugler, fuck you.
Right, cheers, Brad.
Thanks,
mate. See you later. Bye-bye. You might have caught at the beginning of the opening section there that we're very, very proudly sponsored by York Bitter in this episode.
Really nice.
We'll just play another quick message from our sponsors, and then we'll bring in a special guest.
York Bitter is enjoyed nationwide, from Truro to Gateshead. You know you'll enjoy it when York bottle it.
It's a lovely drink.
Superb.
It's really nice.
Sweet York Bitter.
Sweet bitter. Right, should we chat to someone who's quite invested in this club?
Yeah, put it through. Another maniac.
There
he is.
Oh, me.
Luke.
Hello, how are you doing?
Oh, yeah, me.
How are we doing, boys? You all right?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Very well.
First time caller, long time listener, Luke.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going, mate?
Yeah, amazing. Everyone thanks us a lot, but I've just got a main reason for ringing tonight is, thanking you boys publicly. I say it to you when I see you, but the amount you do for us is like, not being part of the club, but doing so much for getting the story of the club out there, and in particular of all the podcasts you did before we bought the club, and the investigations that you did, and all the rest of it was just massive for us. It cemented that we knew there was a passionate fan base, and I think if you write things down of why would we have done it in the first place, it would have been because Oldham's a great town and it's got a great fan base. We thought that. However, I think the Halifax game absolutely proved it, that we can fill that stadium.
Yeah.
I'd love to know when was the last time the stadium was so full of home fans on a non-season ticket game. Because the only times I can think where it was anything like that full was when the away end was the Rochdale Road end. But it just shows what an incredible fan base and incredible support, and how much people love Oldham. And when you mentioned it before, Matt, when people stood up and chanted, "We love Oldham," stand up if you love Oldham. And that really did feel much more than the football club was turning. It felt like the town was turning. And if that's the beginning of something, I'm very good at bloody crying, aren't I? It's what we're trying to achieve, and I think there are many people in Oldham who do what we're doing if they could do, and we're just in a fortunate position to do it. And we're in such a privileged position to have such an amazing town and such an amazing fan base. And I don't think you saw it, but we had the choice to sell the LEDs at Wembley, and we chose not to do that. We chose to do the Latics Remembers, rerun that of the people that are no longer with us. And I know that was for a lot of people, and not just for this year, but for many years. There was a lot of people who would love to have had the loved ones there who are no longer with us. But we also put, thanks to yourselves, which I know you both missed that, but we had we put thanks to the Oldham Athletic supporters in the south, and away did, and her game too, and everybody else who's the veterans and whatever, because saying thank you to you guys is more than getting a few extra quid in the coffers. So that's what I've come on to say. So thank you, not just to yourselves, but to absolutely everybody. So thank you very much.
And it's fully right back at you from our side, like giving us the access for the audio, the content. You're an owner who's accessible in terms of making us feel. I know we're not part of the club, but we are part of it in the same token. You allow us to give us our independent thoughts, and we know.
Well, we've not had to slag them off yet. Dave.
Well, not yet.
Give it time.
No,
but
the
easiest way to get access to Lucy is to ask him if he wants a pint, and then you're in. Then you're in. You're sorted. But yeah, no, I totally concur with what Dave's saying. It's so refreshing, and the thing you said about before you came in as a family and as owners. We all know that what people were like, that the owners were like, and before that even there wasn't that connectivity between the club and the town. It was just chalk and cheese. And the town is a proud town. It is proud of its heritage and what it is, and the people. So I lived away for a long time. But every time I came back, the one thing you notice when you came back is that Oldham people are friendly, warm people, and if you give them the opportunity to come together to celebrate and to do things together. Like the game against Halifax when it all came together, that was years and years of not having opportunities like that to celebrate and to party, and that's why since the Halifax game, it's just been like one big party. It's been fantastic.
We started this by talking to each other at Harrogate, didn't we? In the crowd, you were steaming, I wasn't, and it was just basically you were steaming though, weren't you? Yeah. Well. And I said let's just do a phone-in, and then the following Friday we did, and it's been 3-4 years now.
Yeah, well, it's our fifth season as doing this started with the podcast, and it's been shocking to talk about. Like, the football's been dreadful from the majority of the time. The club was on its arse, and now coming out, ending this season like this, it's just fantastic. It's just to have. I can't remember. It was Macca who wrote something in a blog about belief and having belief and having hope, and that feeling now that we can achieve what we want to achieve. And, like you said, it's there's a lot of people involved in it, but if you hadn't have stumped up the cash and you wouldn't have ran this club like you do with your other businesses and like you do with your families and bringing it all together, because it feels like a family again. And that comes from, I think, from the fact that you are a family and you treat the whole thing as an extension of it and behave like people say. I say what he talks about.
And you do the right thing. Anyone can do anything, but you do the right thing, and that's the thing. You do everything with thought, consideration, and a strategy. It's not,
it's not written on the back of a fag packet like the last lad who came in.
And it's not fly by the seat of your pants. Everything's thought out, and credit to you. In terms of your team, Dale, Mark, Jimmy, Sue. your wife Suey. Is it Suey? It is, isn't it? 'Cause you can't pick me up on that. Yeah.
No, my sister spells the name without an E, so that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
My family call my wife Suey. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I think, I was about to also, you were just about to go through everybody at the club, and I want to say that myself because, we can say it to them face to face, but publicly they have been unbelievable this last month. It's very easy to, everyone visibly sees Adam, who has been incredible. How he built that database on a system to try and sell tickets for Wembley that we'd never sold through before, and then try and sell coach packets, and then Sue Bowskill has to find 50 coaches or more from nowhere, and all the added pressure that we all didn't need, because it's a pressure enough thing as it was. There's absolutely everybody all the way through the club that's just done an unbelievable job. I don't think Adam's had a day off work for 4 weeks, and there's many like that within the club. And it just shows that everybody steps up when we need to. And I think Darren obviously gets credit, but we have a WhatsApp group which is takes over our lives, which is called Diamond Dogs, which is myself, my sister, who's an incredible person, and the club, she's grown so much since we bought the club. I love her to pieces. And Donna is just I think the best signing the club's ever had. She's absolutely fantastic. She's so invested in it. She's brilliant. She looks after our money better than we do, which is good news. So that there's a whole host of people.
What you're doing, Luke, is you're making the club a place where people want to work again. Because in the past it wasn't like that, and it was known as a family club, and people were there for years, and that's what you need. You need stability at a football club, don't you? And with the manager now as well, with Mickey Mellon's finished the season, first manager to finish the season at Latics for God knows how many years, and now going into next season with that momentum, and it's that stability that the club's needed. We've been desperate for it, and this is it now. We're back in the Football League.
Luke, talk us through your experience of the game, from the own goal within 5 minutes to the... come on, talk us through it.
I think I want to go from actually driving down from the club. You get on a coach there, with the families and, people from the club and Joe Royal. And I mean, it's special to be in the presence of Joe, and he's just an incredible guy. Going to the hotel before, the night before, we was in the Hilton upstairs, and there's a lot of Fond Op songs going on, and people were saying, do you want there was some cocktail that people had rebranded a Fond Op, so we were drinking far too many Fond Ops and stuff like that. It was absolutely magic. Quite a lot of my friends, I lived in London for 10 years, they came down. It was just an amazing experience. And I've got to say, in the morning, it was a bit like being at a wedding, your own wedding, where everybody's kind of there, and you know everybody, or everybody wants to speak to you and stuff. And see, obviously, Mikey's dad there and stuff. It was just brilliant. Walking to the ground was amazing. It just felt fantastic. I always felt it was going to be a bit of a toss of a coin kind of game. We're obviously in the Royal Box. The Royal Box, wow, what an experience on itself. Frank and Judy Throthwell in the Royal Box. I just couldn't quite believe it, sitting in royalty chairs. Some might say they deserve it, and I think they do. It was just an experience of which you just can't buy. It was, and to be sat where we were sat, and all of us so close together. And obviously, when the game started, I think, and I'm sure it's been, I think Brad mentioned it before. I think if you was going to write a script, I think because of the timing of their goals being quite early on in the actual game, it meant that it was, even though we felt we were on top, and the stats actually is the biggest XG we've had all season, believe it or not. That I know people don't quite like them stats, but we have to measure. And so it just felt like we was on top, even though we're behind, and it's going to happen. And then a few goals that even me with my two left feet I'd have thought I'd have got. And I don't know, I'm Mr. Positive. I always have belief. And then obviously when it went to extra time and they scored quickly, I mean, I've got a bit of a blood pressure problem, believe it or not, and I just I have a monitor that wasn't even registering what my blood pressure was doing and my heart rate, which I'm you know, is probably no different to any other supporter, to be honest. There was a point, I think probably most people when they were singing that pretty annoying song, I'm not a jealous person, but I was kind of feeling a bit jealous at that point. And I actually thought this next half, in this next 15 minutes, is going to be the biggest 15 minutes of our ownership, regardless of what happens. And I thought, even if we get into the playoffs again at whatever level, or even if we're lucky enough to get into a semi-final or a final of a cup of any level, nothing's going to matter more than this promotion, because getting out of that league what is just brutal, isn't it? And I thought this is it. This is, and people talking about the promotion so much, but for myself and the family, it's more about the as much about the academy. The academy, not having the academy for a club like ourselves and Southend is it's criminal. I just don't understand the logic of it at all. You know, we had to make all the people redundant at the academy, and you know, last time my dad had to do that was in the 90s in recessions, and we said we'd never do it again. But then when you have to like that, it's absolutely heartbreaking, you know. So the fact that we can get that back again, refresh the whole thing with little Wembley, and you know, the academy actually having a home and being able to pull the sports town stuff, the momentum that we're getting from the council. You know, you can see what happens at Accrington when you've got a council that aren't supportive. And, you know, the council take a lot of stick because council take a load of stick. Tell you what, they're absolutely brilliant. You know, the support that we have from Marusha, from Emma Barton at the top of the council, and also Jim McMahon. I've got to tell you a little story, actually. I was walking out with Jim McMahon just before the game, just before it kicked off. You know, the Secretary of State is very high, he's in the cabinet. And I said, how does this compare to an election? He went, oh, Luke, he says, this is much more nerve-wracking than an election, and it's a lot more important, he said.
It certainly was. It certainly was to us. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I think that, and obviously then the absolute class from Norwood. I mean, I don't think you could fully appreciate it in the game, but watching it over and over again, it's Gascoigne-esque, isn't it? I mean, it's Bergkamp. I don't know. It's that kind of level. I said to him, why can't you do it? I mean, I chatted to him. I said, what about that air shot, though? Do you know what I mean? He said, to be honest, Luke, he says, when I play pool and there's a ball over the pocket, he says, I can't put a ball over the pocket. He says, I'm rubbish at tappings and whatever, but if I've got to like hit it off 3 cushions and all the rest of it, I says, it just comes easy to me. So, I thought it was absolutely incredible. And then obviously I think we got our slice of luck on the third one. But maybe, I suppose with the cricket analogy, it was just putting that corridor of uncertainty, wasn't it? And everyone was uncertain, and it just went in, and you know, we'll live on that it's become folklore. The whole thing's been, and the amount of messages we get from everybody, it's very humbling, and the rest of it. And thank you to everybody and the support. And hey, look, I've had far too much time on the phone, and it's about the supporters. But I just want to say thank you to everybody. You know, thanks to you guys. Thanks to everyone at the club. And it's quickly been a chapter we close and have to open a new one. But you know, thanks so much. The season tickets have done, you know, obviously an amazing. And anybody who I know the season tickets have been off sale for a while, but they'll be back on soon. And
is that to give the ticket office people a bit of a break, or what? Is that what it is?
Yeah, anyone needs to change all the prices for them all, obviously. So you know. Obviously, I don't think you need to drag a new supporter to Boundary Park anymore, do they? There's a fear of missing out, and you know, just seeing generations of people together crying and loving it is what it's all about. So,
when the fixtures came out last season, I'd never been more depressed by a fixture list, because it was our 3rd season in the National League. There was some Braintree and Tamworth, some proper shockers on there. And I tell you what, I've not looked forward to a fixture release date like this since the first season in the old First Division, and it's just what a difference it's going to make.
Who do you want first?
Well, that's a good question. I've not thought about that actually.
I want Bristol Rovers away. Bristol Rovers away. Friday night in Bristol. Get right on it, and then that's what I fancy.
I don't know, Chesterfield.
Yeah, it'd be nice to beat Chesterfield or Tranmere on the first game of the season, wouldn't it? I'd be up for that. So anyway,
I'm not saying Chesterfield because I dislike them. I'm saying Chesterfield because they're wonderful owners, and they've got some issues there. They've got illnesses and things, but just because the atmosphere that we've created in the past, I just having the Boundary Park with supporters in it, and it'd be just great.
Can I just say one thing? The thing that reminds me of the play. It's not the actual final at Wembley. It was when we were at York and we did the stand up. If you love Oldham, and all you owners stood up, and it was just. It brought a tear to my eye because I was that nervous at York. Even at 75 minutes, was 3-0 up, coasting, and I was like, "We're gonna let this slip." And then that stand up if you love Oldham, you all stood up, and all my nerves subsided. And I thought, you know what, that's it. And it's brilliant. It was just brilliant. It was a touch of class. It was a touch of class. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, Luke. Listen,
anyway,
it's been brilliant. Thanks for
everybody.
getting on, mate. Yeah.
Enjoy your 3 weeks off.
I know, we're nearly there now. But yeah, brilliant. But listen, Luke, what you have to remember is, although you're a happy, smiley owner, not all the owners in this division are as happy. So our sponsors have got another little message for us, York Bitter. So let's have a look at that.
This programme is brought to you in association with the Ugler Foundation and York Bitter's Help a Bitter Billionaire Get Better campaign. Sometimes your season doesn't end with the same smooth finish as our York Bitter. And when you're used to having it all your own way, that's got to hurt. Visit www.itsnotsourgrapes.bitter and please help a bitter billionaire get better.
It's sad, isn't it, Luke? Poor Ugler family.
Well, look, it is and it isn't because, believe it or not, I spoke to Matt after the game, Matt Ugler, and he was very humble and actually a really nice guy. They said openly and honestly that they thought it was going to be us and them at the top of the division. They didn't see Barnet at Christmas, obviously. They didn't see Barnet doing what Barnet had done, and they thought Forest Green would fall away and it was going to be us two. And they thought it'd be a good little plan. And he actually said to himself, but that didn't work, did it? I said, well, no, it didn't. But at least he came over as a humble gentleman and bought us a pint, and we moved on. So I like the fun. I like the fun. Don't get me wrong. But I just want to say,
he's just been a bit of a gobshite on Twitter. It would be remiss of us not to take the piss. But
brilliant.
Listen, this is what it's all about, isn't it?
So I've just received a letter off his mum saying, "Please leave Matt alone."
That's it. Now we'll leave him alone.
Never mind. Sorry, Mrs.
I don't think we've got any more York Bitter adverts left to play, so we're all good. Right, we'll better get cracking, Luke. Well, thanks for getting in touch, mate.
Cheers,
tonight.
bud.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. Thank you. Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
mate.
Thanks, Saxy Dave.
Ooh, no problem.
See you later, Luke.
See you later.
Yeah, bye.
Come on, remove. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Fantastic. Very humble there.
Yeah, superb.
Humble and not.
Right. So just for all you calls who are waiting, we've got James, Dane, Tom O'Day, Adam, Will, G around the grounds, and Chris Lever and James still to come. So please be patient. We will get round to you.
Yeah.
And we'll be right with
right,
you
we're just going to go in order that they're in here.
Yeah,
so
James,
we're going to go to
do it.
James. Hello, James.
Hey, hi guys, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Oh man, how amazing was that, eh?
Have you got a nice bottle of whiskey on the go or what?
No. I'm in London in the morning. I've got to be up at 5, so just Guinness.
That Guinness, yeah.
Why not?
How did you celebrate on Sunday night after the game?
I had the kids with me, so I was travelling back on the coach. So I'd actually run out of beer, and I'd had about 9, so I was all right. You know what I mean? We got back with kids, got my takeaway at 1:00 each morning. Got in a lot of trouble off the kids' mum, you know, because they were supposed to be home a lot earlier. Ended up staying at mine, so that was good. I dropped them off at school that morning. It all was good in the end. Oh, mate, you're the best part of the day, was. So, obviously, winning's winning. Everything's great. Obviously, at one point, I thought, well, we're going to lose like everyone else. But before the game, I was there with my dad, who met me there with my brother. I had my 2 kids with me, and now my kids will forever have that picture of us with Wembley behind us. Look, they'll always look back and say, I was there with my dad and my granddad. And you know, that was enough for me. But obviously, Norwood's goal just, you know, obviously finishes it off and winning it. But that was the main bit for me. That made it. You know, it was.
That's it.
Incredible.
That's family. It's that family. You know, it's exactly the same. All the families that got together all went down there. 3 generations, possibly more. I don't know if there's anyone who took 4 generations, but I'm sure there were. And it was just memories. You're just making memories. And the fact that my nephews were bawling their eyes out when the first goal went in, and when they went ahead again in extra time, they were just crying their eyes out. They couldn't cope. I think it was. I mean, the occasion was so massive. The atmosphere, the amount of people, the noise, and all that. And well, I mean, they cry when they go behind at Boundary Park against Maidenhead or whatever. Anyway, but like you know, and then for it not to end like that, for it to end for a happy ending, and for us all to walk away knackered but elated was just fantastic.
It was. I was exhausted. But
because we've walked away from Wembley twice, being disappointed, haven't we? And we've been relegated 4 times, and you know it's hard. These things are hard, but we didn't. And at the back of our minds, we were like, I think it was Gaz said on Around the Grounds, this doesn't happen. To Oldham, it hasn't happened. It doesn't happen. It does. And so to walk away, I just couldn't believe it, and that's why I just broke down. I just broke down in tears because of everything we've been through.
I mean, I saw you at York, didn't I? We was there, but obviously there at Wembley, I was crying. You know what I mean? Not flooding, but tears was just coming down my eyes. You know what I mean? And I looks to my lad. He was holding on to me. He's crying. My eldest lad, he's crying. His friend was crying. It was just amazing. You know, unbelievable scenes. Absolutely unbelievable. I've never been prouder. I've never been prouder.
It was.
You know, I did call in a few months back. I was like, oh fucking, you know, all I wanted to do was make the playoffs. I was like, oh, melon out, and that was after we played 4-5-1 at home against Bleeding Maidenhead or whoever it was. But anyway, let's not go there. But you know what I mean?
But it was all part of his intricate plan to finish 4th or 5th.
James,
I'm telling you, that's how detailed it was.
No, I'll be the first to admit humble pie. You know what I mean? I'll eat it and all that. And I should. I mean, I said the week after I put on the chat. You know, no, let's get behind him. I was talking shit. You know what I mean? But anyhow, you know, I just wow. It's wow.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant, mate. But yeah, thanks for your call. Thanks for all your calls this season, mate. It's been brilliant. Honestly, you know, you've made the phoning what it is by your calls, mate. Because with all your calls, it's not a phoning, is it? It's just
where are you lot every week? Where are you lot every week? Anyway, but we don't win at Wembley. We don't win at Wembley every week, do we?
Nope.
That's for sure.
But you know what? It's funny. My friend came as well. He's a big Oldham fan, but he don't get to come often because he's a single dad. He brings him up on his own. Anyway, so he's just living for the moment. And we get some coaching way back, and he couldn't understand why it was so quiet. But everybody, I said, John, people are just processing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense what's just happened. And I said, oh, good job, I'm off work tomorrow because I can't make sense of what's just happened here. I said, that's what's happening with everyone else. It was such a weird drive home. It's like we'd lost it. We hadn't. I don't know what the other coaches are like, but
It was bizarre. It was like the Hill and Sky Bar. Everyone was just dead. It was just like
everyone was
hum.
drained, though, weren't
like,
they? Were drained.
It was.
And fair play to the Southend fans. Some of them came up to us and like, well done, mate. Because my son was like, come on, Oldham. Like the guy said, look, son, just be humble. We've won. And we're walking through the Southend bit, and I don't want to get my head stoved in. But they were all coming up to him going, well done, lad. You were the better team, won. And it was just brilliant. It's just brilliant. This week, I've still not processed it properly, I don't think.
Yeah. No, I haven't. Keep Norwood, right? Keep Norwood.
What about Keep Mellon?
Oh, that's the fucking limit. That's the fucking limit. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you ever doubted him, you're a knobhead, you know what I mean?
Right, well, thanks for that call. That was James the Knobhead from Oldham.
Cheers,
No, nice one, James. We'll try and fly through the calls. Cheers, mate. Take care, pal. Yeah, so shout out to any Southend fans who might be watching. I'm sure they don't want to watch any more Oldham content after that, but credit to a great set of supporters as well. Dane, are you sticking your camera on? If you are, stick it on because we'll come to you next. Here he is.
Here he is.
Hey,
Dane Bowers, here he is.
Hey, gents. Are we all okay?
Yeah, good.
Never been better, really, I must admit,
Yeah.
in terms of football. Yeah.
Ditto.
Tell us your experience.
Well, before we do that one, might be a bit of a dated reference, but after the York game, in case anyone's wondering, did get the car keys back. If you do get that,
Brilliant.
legit.
I mean, I'm hearing that people lost limbs at Wembley that they've still not had back. Yeah,
I've done my shoulder, mate.
all kinds of things.
Done my shoulder.
We've got Danny Fairbrothers in the queue here, and I saw some good pictures of him on
the
arse,
floor.
Yeah, after one of the goals.
It's just brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
Number 3 for me before I hit the deck. Managed to stay on my feet for the first 2. We started off at the back of the stand and just got progressively closer before one of my friends, who was then teaching a year 6 class the next morning, he was on the pitch. I'm not going to say his name. And then his missus sent him a screenshot just saying, "You're going to be a dad in 3 months here, lad. Do you mind just doing the legal thing and getting off the pitch for us?"
Was that what, the pitch at Wembley?
No, the pitch at York. No, he didn't lower himself to be that.
Okay.
Bad. I said that to the boys going in. The only team that I've seen pitching is Wembley is Millwall, and we don't want to be put in that same bracket.
No.
I'm glad everyone behaved themselves on that front. Yeah.
So go on, how's the aftermath of promotion and winning at Wembley for you?
I still don't think it's fully settled in. I'm still trying to process as what previous guys have said there for it, but I'm going to keep it quite sweet and short all the way around. But yeah, I've been saving one of these for a few years from work. I've had this for about 6 or 7 years, and I never knew before now what would be a good time to finally crack this open for the first one. But I think with you two, I'm going to finally crack this one.
Get a glass, Dave.
All right.
Yeah, do an air one.
Fill them up.
To go get some Guinness. Can I go get the Guinness?
Yeah, go and
get the
Guinness.
Guinness.
I'm not going to shake it up. I've just tidied the flat a bit.
No.
Well, yeah.
There we go. Hey.
Yeah, well, not too much.
We'll share it then. Yeah, whatever.
And then this one here, this will be held in reserve. And I promise you, this will be for the next one into League 2. So watch this space, gents.
We will, mate. We will. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, top stuff. Well, enjoy that. You're going to drink that whole bottle now, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to keep a little bit of this cardio because I can't quite stomach the white wine solo, but I'll do that off camera so no one judges me. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys for running this. I was umming and ahhing with my first call earlier in the year before finally committing and doing it. And if anyone else is in that ballpark, if you've been long-time watchers, call in, make it a better show, better for everybody that way. And yeah, here's to the next one, guys.
Chris Stringer said, "Shit, it's corked."
Yeah, I was going to say, well, there's something about 2020 on here. I don't know if that means it's an expiry date, but I'm going to drink it nonetheless.
It'd be right.
I drank worse.
Nice one. But thanks a lot for that. And
Cheers,
mate. It's not a show without the callers, so we do appreciate it. Right, Dane, enjoy your wine and
cheers, guys, to everyone. And yeah,
it's okay. Keep going.
Don't feel
see you at Boundary Park next year.
See you at Boundary Park, mate. Take care, Dane.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Right, this is all very good. Shall we? Speaking of drinks, Dave.
Yeah, I am thirsty.
This episode is brought to you in partnership with Matt and Dave's brand new beef paste energy drink. This summer, enjoy more beef on the beach with the energy drink made to keep you moving.
We're expanding, aren't we?
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks to Shatix there for the. It wasn't actually me and you. I mean, AI.
Do you know, I was at the bar, right? I was at the bar, and someone behind me went, "I'm Shatix," and I turned around and I didn't know who said it, and I was like, "Who's Shatix?" and everyone just looks blankly at me like I'd gone mad. So, yeah, still none the wiser. Still none the wiser.
Anyway, we all know who this is. It's Tom O'Day.
How you doing, lads?
All right, mate.
Hey, mate.
Yeah, is it working?
Yeah,
got you,
can hear you fine, mate. Yeah.
Tell you what, lads, that was absolutely phenomenal on Sunday. And you could not have scripted it better the way we won. It was just, like everyone said, I Mr. Optimistic. I thought we were dead and buried, and just the way it came out of nothing, it was still getting my head around it now. I know I share a lot of nostalgia on Twitter. I didn't go in 91. I didn't go in 1990, sorry. 91, I went to games that I had to miss the Sheff Wednesday game. I came out in 94 crying. So it's like, it's finally made up for it. All them years of hurt and heartbreak. It was so good to see London painted with Oldham fans. I know I've done Wembley before with England, but that was a million times better, 100%.
Well, it's such a unique experience for us, Tom, isn't it? That's the thing. It's not like we're there very often. And it was just a celebration. And it was a celebration up until the point where we thought we'd lost it. And I'm like you, I thought that was it. I thought we weren't going to come back. A goal came out of nothing, didn't it? It was just brilliant, and it just came out of nothing.
That makes it unique as well. It reminded me of Forest, but on a far bigger stage in that cup game years ago when we had that mad spell when we got the 3 goals. But see my youngest nephew and my niece the night before met us in Covent Garden. She's only been to one football game in her life. She had no interest. She saw how it was, and she was just overwhelmed with it herself. She's begging to come for more next year. It's just great seeing so many new faces, old faces. And from that now, we've built a new generation of fans. The amount of people said to me, "Oh, where do I take the children next year? What's the best way to go?" I don't know. We had a few, you could call them day trippers, I'm not asked. Everyone in that stand embraced that game on Sunday. And it's such a buzz. I know a few people said the atmosphere was flat. I don't think it's that flat. I just think because the stadium's so big, you had different parts of the ground trying to get songs going. So it's hard to get people, in unison. But even when we're losing, people are still trying to keep going, get behind the team. I think, like you said about a few broken limbs, I think there's a few more broken legs and bad backs coming out of that. I'm sure there was a national hangover pandemic declared on Monday morning in Oldham for people going into work. I'm lucky I'm off for 2 weeks, so it weren't too bad for me.
It's just like I said, but the noise we got when those 2 goals went in, even the penalty, the noise was it was deafening, weren't it?
I missed our penalty, and missed their second goal because they had to take my nephews to the toilet. See, so them other goals made up for it. But now we need to kick on next year, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think we're going to win the league outright. I still think it's shown we need to strengthen, but there's no reason why we can't go up again, why we can't be in the top.
It's 4 up, isn't it? 4 up. Yeah. So
I think if we could make the playoffs, I think that'd be a tremendous achievement. I think a top 10 finish would be very credible in your first season back in League Two. But that's not it's not accounting for the momentum and the goodwill and the energy and the players. It's hard to predict, Tom, innit, what is going to happen next season. But if things go right for us, we could do all right, I think.
I don't see at the moment any standout team in League Two, though. That's the thing where in recent years you've looked at teams, and I just think it's going to be very wide open. I certainly don't think we're going to struggle. That's one thing. What you said about games to kick off with, I actually want a home game, and I want it to be against someone who doesn't bring many fans, just so we can keep this appetite for the club and still get as many fans in at home. And our first away game being a big away, so we can get as many of us back behind rather than say maybe like a Harrogate away, a scramble, for tickets.
Yeah.
As well, we've got this momentum there. I like the club, but I've already got my season ticket though to extend the early bird just for another week, just to give fans that chance, to build on this feel good factor we've got at the moment. I understand them giving the ticket office guys, but I think they deserve a medal as well because they played a big role like everybody else at the club.
Yeah,
while it's there, while there's enthusiasm, go for it, build on it. Let's not take a back step now. Let's keep pushing on and get everyone while we're all buying into this, while we're buying into the Rothwells. Keep it going.
Well said, mate.
And one final thing, I know I've actually got my tea cooking at the moment, talking about this being a script this year. I've recently reread the book Fever Pitch, which is a film. If you wanted to make a modern version of it, I think this season would absolutely sum it up in all areas.
Well, it's been a Hollywood ending. There's no doubt about that, mate. It was absolutely fantastic. Tom, we'll see you at Latics next season, mate.
Definitely. See you both there anyway.
Thanks for calling in, mate. Nice to talk to you.
Bye.
Take it easy, mate. Will G, are you coming on? Are you sticking your camera on, mate? There he is. Microphone. Oh, he's gone.
Oh,
no.
right.
No. Well, let's go to someone that's been getting a lot of attention. He's allegedly he's a Sheffield Wednesday supporter, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure anymore. How do?
Evening, gents. How we doing?
You all right? Have you got a real name, or are you just called Around the Grounds now?
Well, people do shout around the grounds, but I'm called Lee.
He's called Lee, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Lee, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going?
Pleasure to be on here, mate. Great show. I just wanted to pop in and just say what a ride it has been covering Oldham Athletic. It's been chaotic and probably produced some of my best content. That's not me being big-headed. It's the Oldham fans that has done that. It's been an easy job for me to do. The limbs that you've produced. I'll go back to the first, I think it was the Rochdale 4-3, and since then, you sort of find yourself drawn into the Oldham bubble, and then again, obviously, Tranmere in the FA Cup, again, chaos. I was sat near that away end. Limbs again, then at Rochdale again, and then this playoff journey is just been remarkable, mate.
Because obviously, you talk about the Oldham bubble, and we're all well and truly in that bubble, and I've been for a long time. But the kind of the lack of success and the desperation, how does it come across? Is it palpable? Can you feel how desperate it is, and is that part of something that makes being in and around it sort of special for a neutral?
Yeah, I've covered obviously my channel. I'll go back to Wembley Sunday, the full-time whistle, extra time. And as soon as my first thought was to go down to the front and obviously capture as much footage as I can. I have never seen so much emotion outpouring when that whistle went. It was sort of hairs on the back of the neck type moment, because it was sort of like just such a release of like Oldham are back. It's sort of, we've had our heartache. It's worth all that pain, and I'm absolutely buzzing for a fan base. Obviously, I'm a football fan. You read and see what's happened with your football club, and it breaks my heart. Any football club. I'm a Wednesday fan. I'm going through it at the moment with my club, and no one wants to see a football club nearly dying, and to see what you've gone through, and obviously to have that moment on Sunday, and I'm chuffed to bits. And obviously I couldn't not be there on Monday to obviously capture them further celebrations. And yeah, it was just, I'm honest to God, probably fallen in love with this fan base. It's absolutely mental. I've met some really good friends as well, and I'm already signed up to the booze bus next season, which, I'm looking forward to, because I am not a drinker.
Oh, well, you're going to be in trouble on there then, mate. I'll tell you that.
As long as I stick to the Guinness, I should be all right.
Yeah.
The thing is, Lee, I think one of the things, a few messages here that are coming in for you, but I think what it is about yourself and your channel and all that is, when genuine football fans care about the game, they care about other clubs. You have your banter, you take the piss out of each other and all that, but you care when proper established football clubs, you want them all thriving, don't you? You don't want to lose your rivals. We don't want Bury to go out of business.
No.
And we want to be playing Bury. We don't, you know what I mean? We want Rochdale go down to national, we go down, but we want to play all these teams in the national in the football league, and we want them to do well, but not as well as us. But when someone like yourself, you're a genuine football fan, you love the passion, you love the game, you love being in stadiums, you love being in crowds, and that's how a lot of us connect in it over football. Like we connect with the Southend fans on Sunday because they're genuine football fans, and it's the really positive side of football. I think when your videos and it's, I think people love it, and we couldn't watch. We watched it in the car on the way home, and then watched it again on telly when we got home. Like because you want to reconnect with it, and it's been brilliant.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I set my channel up. I never wanted it to be about myself. Obviously, I start the video, do my little intro, and then you don't really see me until the end, because I wanted it to be about the football and try and capture like being in the stand as if you were watching it back, because that's what I would want to watch. And a lot of vloggers, obviously, they do try and like focus it on the sends, and I wanted to go down another avenue and capture emotions and just the atmospheres and just sample different atmospheres. Like obviously I never set a channel up to just cover Sheffield Wednesday. I wanted to go and meet different people, and the one take that I'll probably always be grateful for setting the channel up is that it pushes me to meet people, and I'm not a confident person. I'm still growing as a person. Like if 4 years ago, if you just said I'd go up to someone and ask them for an interview, I'd have laughed at you because it just wouldn't have happened. And meeting people and making friends is the biggest take from me, and it'll be obviously an experience that I'll never forget. This obviously Oldham Athletic promotion party, and I no doubt know that Oldham Athletic have woken up, and League Two better watch out next season.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, mate. Thank you so much for your great content, and thanks for calling. And it's been a real pleasure.
And here's something for your confidence. I don't know if Jade is Belford the Black Labrador's sister, so that Jade is also a Labrador. But please do a shout out to Jade. She's my sister, and she has a crush on you. So there you go. But like I say, I presume it's Jade's a human, not a Labrador. But either way, you know what I mean. It's nice, isn't it? It's either way. So it's nice to be liked. But listen,
do you want to give a plug to where we can find you on YouTube, mate?
Yeah, just around the grounds, YouTube. Yeah, just usual, and obviously Insta and the usual stuff. X. Anyone that wants to contact me, I'm always up for a footy chat. I absolutely love football. Absolutely. And gents, what a class show this is.
Thanks, mate.
Continue the great work, and I'll no doubt catch you in the season. Oldham Athletic, you're back. Pleasure, gents.
Absolutely.
Up the Owls.
Cheers, Lee.
The Wednesday.
Yeah.
Take care, mate.
Cheers,
thanks, Lee. Take care, mate. Bye. Nice one. Should we skip to where's he
Paddy?
Paddy, because he's got a kid. He might need to get to bed.
I promised I'd interview him on Monday, but my little lad had a meltdown at the Boundary Park party because he was too tired from Wembley the night before. Here he is.
Paddy.
Hello, are you okay?
Yeah, very well. Are you?
Is that Alfie or is that Bobby?
Alfie.
So you were right then that we'd win at Wembley. Did your dad cry?
Can't tell.
What he said? If you tell anyone that I cried, I'm going to get you.
We'll take that as a yes.
I might have let a few tears out. Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm sorry I couldn't interview you on Monday, mate. It was just my little lad was knackered from the day before. He was completely shot to bits. So yeah. How did you feel about it, Alfie? What was your favourite bit of the game?
Well, my favourite bit was probably when Norwood scored with that goal and he just dribbled it past the keeper, because before that, after Southend had got their second, I just thought it was game over. But when Norwood beat the keeper, I just knew we'd win.
Well, I think we all thought that, mate, and I think my head was in my hands. My little boy was saying, we're not going to win, it's over. And then Norwood scored, and then for us to score again. How did you feel when Keane Harrott scored? Was it just, did you go crazy?
Yeah. it was probably one of the biggest goals I've ever seen in my life.
You're not the only one, mate. You're not the only one. We're a lot older than you, and it was one of the biggest goals we've ever seen as well.
Yeah, well,
it was absolutely massive. And Paddy, like I remember, like when we were relegated to the National League, and one of your things was, we're Oldham Athletic. This is the National League. We should be smashing them. We should be smashing them. It's been hard, but I mean, what a way to do it. Like, I mean, to do it in 3 seasons as well under the circumstances isn't half bad, really, is it?
No, I suppose if there is a way where you could guarantee you'd go up, that was probably the best way. But I'm not sure the stress of it all was, we were feeling it was worth it at the time. I think sometimes it'd have been nice to have been like Barnet and had it wrapped up 4 or 5 weeks ago. But if you could guarantee that you were going to go up, then I think that is the way to do it. I think Alfie was a lot more optimistic than I was when Norwood scored, because I was kind of thinking, right, who's our 5 penalty takers going to be?
That's exactly that.
I was thinking that at the moment where the ball went in.
Yeah, exactly.
I always thought we'd get a chance at 2-1, but then when we'd equalise, I thought that was going to be penalties, and I was trying to work out who our 5 would have been, and I was thinking, could Norwood take all 5? But I don't think that was an option, and it was, but yeah, it was brilliant. It was probably one of the best days of my life, to be honest.
And it's the thing is, like, obviously you've got your boys, and you took your boys, and same with you, Dave, and you're watching their reaction, and same with my nephews. But it's taken us back. It's taken me back to a feeling that I'd forgotten when it comes to football. I'd forgotten that you could feel that way. You could feel that joy. You could feel the emotional roller coaster, the ups and the downs. From going behind was the best way to win it, because we were so down and so low, and you'd given up, and then next thing you're back up there, and it's just unreal. And then for days afterwards, just consuming as much content. And we're lucky in that we have. None of this kind of stuff was available when we were at Wembley in the past. It was just whatever official footage there was and videos and stuff. But now we've been able to look at it from virtually every angle in the ground and relive every second of it, and just can't get enough of it. It's incredible. I feel like a kid again.
The closest I felt was when Matt Smith scored at Everton at home. When everything was all doom and gloom, we drew to equalise. That was probably just on a par of how I felt. Callum Lang's goal against Fulham, I knew we'd probably edge Fulham, but they were drawing against Everton. That's quite sad, isn't it, to say that, but it was amazing.
I think Sunday was a lot better than that.
But I'm saying in terms of I've never felt anything other than that's been as good. That feeling. I've never felt that feeling that I felt, but it was far, far more on Sunday at Wembley with my son. Just how we did it, coming back from behind twice. It's just.
The question is, Paddy, are you going to be able to carry this euphoria and positivity and optimism through to the 25-26
Cambridge 5-0 comprehensive win?
Are we Oldham Athletic? We're in Division League 2 now. We should be smashing it. Or what? How are you feeling about next season?
It's a conversation for another day, I'm sure. But I do think we're at a bit of a disadvantage because, like Brad said earlier, we're starting a month after everybody else, and I think if we want to be at the top end of the table, then we are going to have to get some better players in, because I think the team that we've got will get us around mid-table in the League 2. But if we want to be fighting up at the top end, then I think we need to have a bit of an overhaul, really. But that's for another day. Let's just enjoy the euphoria of Sunday.
Yeah. But I think the thing is what I agree with. We have a bit of a shorter period, but you've got that togetherness, that camaraderie. You've got all those teams in League 2 that have just had mediocre seasons, and then you've got us who's had a fantastic season. I think we've got to sign quality over quantity this season. We've got to get some really good players in key positions, and then just that whole experience. Hopefully that's just going to kick us on from really early into next season, and because I think a good start is important for newly promoted teams, get the confidence up and get moving in the right direction. And if we can carry a fraction of the energy and the goodwill that we've had at Halifax, York and Wembley and the promotion party into next season, then I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, thanks for calling, and I'll see you at Claridge's, mate.
Before we go, when do I pick up my prize?
What prize?
The Latics Mind.
Did you not read the terms and conditions before you entered? I'm going to rethink Latics Mind for next season. It needs to be more of a challenge for you. There needs to be something else in it.
Krypton factor.
Yeah, there needs to be like other rounds, like physical agility, mental arithmetic,
the memory test,
probably solving. In fact, we'll have to turn it into more like the Crystal Maze, I think.
Krypton factor.
Yeah, so we'll have to think about it, Paddy. But congratulations on winning Latics Mind again. Your dad is a nerd, lads. Okay, he's a big geek when it comes to Latics, isn't he?
Yeah, nerdy Paddy, the daddy. That's what you can call him now.
Maybe you two will be able to in the future. You'll have the same kind of Latics mind as your dad has. You've seen enough matches already, so I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, lads, next time we talk to you, we're going to be in League 2. We're on our way. We're on our way to the Football League. We're on our way. We'll see you soon, boys.
Take care.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye.
Where we are. That song's been going around in my head constantly.
How did we get there? I don't know.
Shall we go to Nova Scotia?
Yes.
That's in Canada, Dave.
Hi.
Evening, gents. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Can hear you, mate.
Perfect. Wow. What can I say? Really? I mean, I'm actually not in. I'm actually in Fareham with my family. This trip to Wembley turned into a little bit of a holiday for me to come over and visit my family as well. So, wow. I mean, even just thinking about it, I can feel the peeling of the onions in my eyes, so to say. Just.
So you flew over then? You flew over especially?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I mean, my original plan was to come and visit the family later on this year, but our playoff escapades basically killed two birds with one stone, so to say. But even so, I would have flown over here anyway, no matter what. Whatever was happening regarding Latics. I mean, whether where I live or if I had the flu or whatever, I'd bloody get out of my bed and bloody come over and bloody watch. It's in your blood. It's in.
It was once in a lifetime because that opportunity. Now, hopefully, we'll get to Wembley again to play in future. But to get out of the National League, that's the one and only. Hopefully, the one and only time that we're going to be there, and it's the one and only time that with that 30-odd year wait is being broken, and so you had to be there. If you'd have missed it, you'd been gutted, wouldn't you? Anybody who couldn't get there for whatever reason.
Well, it's like, there's a Southend fan who flew from New Zealand. He said I booked the flight as soon as the penalty. So fair play to them guys. You know what I mean? And it's it goes both ways.
It means a lot, doesn't it?
It means everything to everyone, and everyone has their own little nuances. Like I had to take my son. There was no two ways about it. My brothers and my dad went on the piss in central London. I had a great time, but I was watching the Britain's Got Talent final on Saturday night at 9:00. It's the sacrifices you have to make. Do you know what I mean? And
But at the same time, you've got that mememory with your boy, and he's got that memory.
Yeah, I say sacrifice is the wrong word, but it's with my boy Andy in Andy's garden with me and his lads. It's just a brilliant weekend. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely fantastic.
I have to say, God love my wife during that whole bank holiday weekend when people were stressing about the ticket allocation. I'd already booked my flight. I'd already booked my train tickets. The missing piece in the jigsaw was the Wembley ticket. And when they came out with that allocation bollocks, pardon my language, I was absolute. My anxiety was almost through the roof on that one, because I was just like, I better bloody get a ticket. I really better get a ticket. I'd already let my work know that I was taking time off for this, and I'd already sorted everything out. And you
got one, and you were there, and you saw Norwood's beautiful goal. So
oh my God! I mean, honestly, I'm so glad you retired that favourite Latics memory question, because I don't think that would top anything. I mean, Wembley. Because me and my dad went, and my dad's in his late 70s, and he's been supporting the Latics for about over 60 plus years, and I've been supporting them for over 40 plus years. And like yourselves, I remember the pinch me years and what happened there. But this tops everything. I mean, Wembley was the new Wembley is the most perfect stadium as far as I'm concerned.
It's mega, isn't it?
How, it really is, like how everything was close together and how everything was organised and how close you are to the pitch and just it was brilliant. Like, and just the game itself. I mean, oh my goodness, like, you know, I mean, I missed the first 40 minutes of your show, unfortunately, but I'm sure a lot of people already commented. But I thought the first half of extra time we were done. I thought we'd ran out of gas and we just got our second win from somewhere, and they're just out of that ball to Norwood and that goal, and then our third goal just shortly out. Everyone said it just limbs, and even now, just thinking about it, I'm getting really emotional about this. I'm just like, it's honestly, it's, as far as football goes, it's the best experience I've had in my life.
Yeah,
it really has. And I even said to my wife afterwards, I said, when I go back to Nova Scotia, I might have to get an appointment with my GP to get my heart checked again to make sure things are all right after what we all went through.
My heart rate was 149 when we scored that's the third goal. It was like going and it's like, take a minute to have a bit of mindfulness. And I was like, okay,
yeah, right.
Do you know your Apple Watch? It's like, have some mindfulness, breathe in and breathe out slowly. I don't think so.
It was. I felt it all over my body. My calves were wrecked. I think probably just from jumping up and down.
I felt fine because I'm a prime athlete.
Yeah, no, but it was just fantastic. I mean, it doesn't get any better. And finally, Dave, we've had something to celebrate.
It's just amazing. And thank you for your calls all the way through the season, mate. Honestly, it's been great.
And you guys as well. And flying in from Nova, I would not have missed it for the world flying in from Canada. And I know if you're short of time, but I want to say this anyway. I want to thank the Rothwells. I want to thank the Royals. I want to thank Mickey Mellon, the coaching staff, the players. I also want to thank yourselves, you and Matt and Dave and Andy on the podcast. I want to thank PTB and all the Atleticos and all those fans that didn't take any shit when we were dealing with the bad owners and the guys like your Bin Man and Brad and those guys that were quite vocal and then when I saw that interview with Cameron with who plays the drum getting emotional, my heart went for him because I met him when we were at Torquay, and the Atleticos are such a nice bunch of people as well. But all the fans, I want to thank everyone. I know this is turning into an Oscar speech. I apologise, but I just want to thank everyone involved with the club and the fans, in particular the ones that were vocal during the crap times and as well. For making sure that we came out of that and where we are. From the bottom of my heart, I really and thank you guys for all that's been done.
We echo that with all for all those people that you mentioned. Absolutely, 100%, mate. Right, listen, we're going to skip on, but thanks for calling, Dave. And
Cheers,
well said,
pal.
you're getting some encouraging responses to that. So take care,
Cheers,
mate,
pal.
and we'll see
Thank
you
you.
at Wembley next season for the
Take
playoff
care, mate.
final.
Thank you.
All right. See you later.
Take care, guys. Thanks for.
Right, he mentioned PTB. Adam, you are there. Here he is. Let's bring him in. How do?
Evening, gents. You okay?
Yeah, you.
I'm good,
Fantastic.
thanks.
Absolutely.
I scrolled through all those pictures that Phil Smith put on that drive just to see if anyone. I did see one of you. There's you and Will, isn't there? You just popping red around the corner. I think at Covent Garden, but I don't think I saw you apart from that. I saw you.
I saw Adam before the game, and I was a bag of nerves. I won't speak to anybody. I was in such an horrible mood before the game. Weren't I?
What did I say, Dave? What did I say?
We'd win. Don't worry. It's going to go to extra time. Chill out. And I was just like, well, everyone just fuck off talking to me. I just couldn't cope. I couldn't cope. And
the whole day was just a fantastic experience, wasn't it? From the off, even the weather was just nice for people to interact, and it wasn't a miserable day. And the whole thing of going down 2-1. I mean, I felt like I played in that game, never mind watched it. I was absolutely exhausted at the end of that.
Yeah.
And, 2-1 down, like Frank said earlier on, didn't he, that, he thought it was done. And then a moment of that, moment of madness and magical quality from Norwood has done what he's done. And obviously we've, cracked on from there. But no, I've come on to eat some sweet, humble pie, lads. A couple of weeks ago in the season, I'd said I think it was time for Mellon, to go. But
I can't believe he said something like that. He wouldn't hear me saying things like that.
No. I'm more than happy to hold my hands up, mate.
I'm joking. I'm only kidding.
No, I just think that these playoffs. I mean, you couldn't have wrote it any better than what's been done, could you? I mean, who expected a 4-0, a 3-0, and then to come from behind in the last couple of minutes of the playoff final? Just
10 goals in the 3 playoff games, conceded 2. It was just incredible.
It's just the atmosphere in all 3 as well. I mean, It was just magical, wasn't it? And it's all right. I know a lot of people say, best fans and all this, but I genuinely do think for the size of our fan base, I don't think anyone competes with us. I've seen a couple of comments from Southend fans on their forum, a few of them saying that they were pretty much central to the ground and thought that we outsung Southend for a lot of the game. And, it says everything, doesn't it?
Gaz said, didn't he, on the round the grounds, he said they could have 50,000, we could have 8,000, we'd outsing you. Do you know what I mean?
And to be fair to them, like they have a really good fan base and they travel really well. There's a great number up to Rochdale for the semi-final game or the eliminator game, and they've got there's clubs down in this division that don't deserve to be down here. But they do end up there, and we went on that journey, Adam, with Latics, as many of us did, many fans did. People were drifting away, weren't they? Because the quality of the football was so bad, the atmosphere was so bad. Despite the efforts of the Atleticos, who were trying, during some of the worst times, the low finishes in League One, and it was just getting progressively worse and worse and worse. So, and that was off the back of years of just abject nothingness in League One. So to stick by the club and to see the spark start to reignite, and for everyone, people hadn't drifted that far from the club hadn't drifted that far from their hearts. It just needed the spark again, didn't it? And yeah, it did. And look at it. I mean, honestly, just unreal.
It's every single person has played a part along the way, and fans standing up and actually acknowledging this isn't right, and the protesting. Obviously your podcast did huge things at when we were starting out, and then the foundation becoming what it was, and the Atleticos getting on board, and every single person's played their part in making this club. Obviously the Rothwells and the Royals take absolutely 99% of that credit, because absolutely fantastic, and Luke, an absolute gent as well, been on tonight, and they deserve a lot of it. But fans stood up and didn't take the shit that Abdallah was wanting to throw at us, and that we can now park that, and we don't need to discuss that bloke's name again, because it's done, isn't it?
Exactly.
No, it's all done. Draw a line in the sand. League 2, Cambridge away, Bristol away, Accrington away, Crewe away. Oh, it's just going to be amazing. Looking at the league table, in proper stands, 3,000 or 4,000 allocation, revenue, sustainable club model, good owners.
I look
sexier co-hosts.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at the fixtures, and there was half of them in that division where you think, and then there's another half, and you're like, meh.
No. Don't take it for granted.
I'm not taking it for granted, because you look up every season we spent in the National League, the more you look up and you look at, oh God, I wish I was in that division above. And now we're in the League 2, and let's be honest, we're not a League 2 club either. We're bigger and better than that, and I'm not taking it for granted. I don't expect us to fire through and win the league next season, but now in the same vein that we wanted to get out of the National League as quickly as possible, we want to get out of League 2 as quickly as possible, and let's use that fuel and that energy and that desire to get back up into League One, to get behind the team. Because I tell you what, as a fan base now, we've got no excuse, because we have seen what we can do as a fan base. If we can bring that energy that we brought to Halifax and York and Wembley, and all right, we're probably not going to match that every week, but we've seen what we can do as a fan base to inspire the team on and be part of it in the ground on a match day. Let's bring our A game to next season and try and get out of it at the first go. Try and get into the playoffs again, because it's possible.
A big thing for me is seeing fans in early doors, pre-match, and building that atmosphere early, because I genuinely think the players have played up to it. It's given that extra 5 or 10% that, a lot of the season, we have struggled to get a bit of form, but obviously that's coincided with players coming back. And I mean, the quality of our midfield now, with the likes of Pett and Evans and Younger Nathan in there, is just outstanding, and fair play to every single one of them.
Pritchard as well. Pritchard.
A lot of people would have thought we would have struggled without Caprice, but for me, I think Pritchard's got a bit more about him, quality-wise, and gives us something really different.
Tough as well. It's tough.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's got a real
that right-hand side is now sorted for next season. Pritchard and Caprice. I think we need cover for the left-hand side for Kitching, but that now we're going to play with wing-backs, so we need one more good wing-back, good quality wing-back, and that's sorted. We've got the three at the back. We've got Manny, Raglan, and Ogle. Fantastic. The midfielders you've just mentioned. I think we need to get somebody in the Jorgen Nathan mould with the energy and the skill and the desire to get forward. And we need another goal scorer, another 20 season a man guarantee, a bit younger. But we're doing the squad pod this week, so I don't want to get too into it.
Relax.
But there is a we've got two good goalies. There is a spine. There's always more than a spine now. It's a body that we can work with.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It is exciting.
Mellon's way of getting us out of this league has been, using tough lads, strong lads, and we've said that all along, isn't it? Like Fondop and Raglan and Manny Month, people like that who are going to drag us through games, and it's worked. Whether the football's been pretty or not, it's worked.
Do you know the one thing I want to give a big shout out to is Jordan Rossiter. He just came on and just fucking kicked it out of play. Just come on, break up play, fuck it off.
Yeah. But
break it up, tackle.
He made a couple of really good tackles in the box, and then we're going to bring Danny in a minute. Danny Fairbrother, he sent me a tweet today, and it was Pett in that last minute when he went down a bit soft, looking for a free kick, lost the ball. Chased it all the way back to the halfway line and won it back, and that was in virtually the last minute of the game. And the work rate from the players at York to keep it at 3-0, to stop York from scoring, and just the desire to get back in the game against Southend. And then once we had our noses in front, and you could see it in the players for Southend, when we got that third goal, their heads went. They knew that they weren't going to get back into the game, and
they're all lying on the floor.
Yeah, we didn't allow them.
It's like David said, obviously, with the York game, even at 75 minutes, 3-0 up, I was still like, this isn't over yet. But that's old Latics. I genuinely think we're in a different mould now.
Yeah, exactly.
We are a different animal, and hopefully we can really use this momentum from this to go into next year.
Build on the intensity.
100%.
We do. We have to draw a line, like you said. We're drawing a line under a number of eras. We draw a line under this typical Latics. As a fan base now, we have to draw a line under things. We don't do things like that anymore. We can believe, we can hope, and we can keep faith. We've said it a lot, keep the faith a lot about it. But you can be losing in a game. I turned around to my nephews when they scored in the second minute of extra time. I said, lads, there's half an hour to go yet. Still got half an hour to go. Anything can happen. And I was saying to people around me, I think I was saying it as much to myself, but when you say you bring in experience into a squad and you're experiencing a manager, it's experience that you need when you're a goal down. It's all very well being 3 up. This is where you count on your players that have got experience and your managers with experience not to panic. Don't panic. And they did it exactly. They did it perfectly. And you got Norwood through 1-on-1, didn't panic, put it away. It was just and all that experience.
It's just togetherness as well, isn't it? You just see it for the third goal. And I mean, that bench cam for the third goal, 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
You just see it for the third goal. And I mean, that bench cam for the third goal, 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 1
I haven't seen the bench cam yet.
Oh,
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
It brings a tear to your eye. Honestly, you just hear the emotion in Mellon's voice as he's screaming, running down the touchline.
Yeah.
But every single player running out is class. Absolutely superb.
I think there's a view from a bit further behind. You can see him. He's running, swinging his arms like windmills around,
like he's swimming down the
yeah, just loses control of himself, doesn't he? It's just fantastic. I saw him at the thing at the afters at the party thing on Monday, and what a lovely guy, lovely, humble, mild-mannered guy he is. But I just gave him a massive hug, and he seemed really just pleased to be. He seemed so pleased to have made us all so happy. Do you know what I mean? And I just like thanked him so much and well done. And there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that.
I think he's found it quite awkward these last couple of months, where he is trying his best, and clearly he is, wanting the best for us. And I think, as a lot of us have been stupid in not giving him that opportunity to do it. He's experienced and he's done it time and time again. And, he's proved now that he's, well within his rights to take us forward. And, I've got no complaints about what he does in the future. Crack on.
Yeah. Well, there's been some heroes made, aren't there, over this last month? There's no doubt about it. So, look, listen, Adam.
Thanks very much,
again.
mate.
Thanks for everything you and the guys did with PTB, and now we have a much happier present and a really exciting future to look forward to. So
exciting, really.
We'll see you soon, mate.
Look after yourself, Jen.
Cheers, Adam. All the best, mate. We'll have to just play something. I'm going to play this one. On Friday, the 11th of July, Billington's Oldham and indietributes.co.uk present Oasis Live 25. If you're not at the opening night of the Oasis reunion, bring it on down to Billington's to enjoy Oasis, the live Oasis tribute, playing the biggest tunes by the band that will live forever. Enjoy cigarettes and alcohol, indulge in a champagne supernova, but please lay off the Columbia stuff. Listen up, stay young and never fade away as DJ Chris Gallagher provides more supersonic sounds from rock and roll stars until 2 a.m. Tickets on sale now from billingtons.co.uk, price just £7.50 or £10 on the night. Get in the mood for Oasis with Oasif, Live 25 at Billingtons, Friday the 11th of July.
Well, Matt Dean has resigned from the phone-in. I'm sorry about this, but it's breaking news as we speak. He's not gone to the toilet. Let's bring in Danny Fairbrother, and then Nathan, we're coming to you. Hello, Danny.
Right, Dave.
Yeah, not bad, mate. What do you want to say?
Want to eat humble pie about Mickey Mellon and Mr. Pritchard.
Yes, I remember those texts and tweets. I remember them, sunshine.
Conversations about him.
Yeah.
But that boy, the last 6-7 games, he's proper turned it on.
Yeah, it's mega. It's just mega.
Yeah.
How did you feel when that full-time whistle went?
No,
hang on. Before you answer that, someone was going to leave at 2-1, weren't they, Danny?
Yeah, I was, yeah. Yeah, I was.
Are you glad you stayed?
Yeah. I said...
you're going to be dragged back by your dad, weren't you? 2-1, and he said, I'm going.
He said, stay and clap the players. You've been here all season. And I just stayed, and I'm glad I did.
Imagine if you'd gone.
I was just heartbroken. 2-1 down. I was just like, if this season can pull on my heartstrings anymore. And it was proper. Still, my voice is a bit croaky now, but so glad I got to spend it with my dad and Zoe and Reese.
Yeah.
And just we didn't walk up Wembley way on the day. We avoided it, and we just went straight to a fan park, and then.
You avoided Wembley way? Why?
I was just saying, we'll get to the fan park. I didn't want to walk up. I walked up there in '94 with my dad.
Right, and, fair enough.
We'll get to the fan park. And I just wanted to feel normal, like it was a home game, with Oldham fans and just chilling out. No chill on the way down. I'd had 10 cans of Stella on the train and was relaxed. And then as soon as I got off the train at Wembley Central or wherever it was, I said, "Come on, this is it now. We're going into battle here." And just, it was awesome. It was a brilliant, brilliant day. Just awesome to just cuddle my dad when we won. Just it was brilliant. But,
special, innit? It's special.
Yeah, but with Pritchard, I gave him some absolute. He was going towards Shelton for me. Just kept giving it away early in the season and passing it to the opposition, and I was tearing my hair out. I was like, "Whoa, what is this guy we've signed?" And then I was blaming Mellon because he signed him. But yeah, the last 6-7 games has been mega.
Can I just give a quick shout out to one of the viewers? It's Joe Royal from Merseyside. He's actually watching. So, hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
You didn't want to call him because he's a bit tired, but you did say that if Messi had done what Norwood had done, the whole world would be singing his praises. And I can't agree more, Joe.
I said that today. I said if that would have been Mo Salah or another player, big hitter in the Premier League, Haaland or Foden, it would be on the news. It'd be like everyone would be like creaming the pants.
Ali McCoy gave him a big shout out, didn't he? He was like saying, "What if you're that a striker like yeah." It's just it was just everything. It's just but the things I didn't appreciate was the save from Hudson in the dying embers before we scored. We hit the post and a leg breaking tackle.
Who hit the post for us?
Joe Garner in the first half.
With the header. I didn't see that at the time.
I was like,
I didn't see that at the time.
No, the save.
But we certainly had our chances, didn't we? But I mean, that's the thing. It's that's why I've spoke about it over and over again. But that's where the experience and the quality and the class of James Norwood came in, because you knew, we've been saying it for weeks, you knew that if it came down to it, even in me rap, Dave, Norwood's eating chicken, but he scores in added time. I nearly said extra time, but I didn't want to curse it. But I got it right. He did, because you knew that if he got that chance, he would take it. If it was a gilt edge, now it wasn't. He did more than that.
The Regan Ogle long throw, will it work? It won a penalty, didn't it? It won a penalty, didn't it?
This one, I missed the penalty, mate, because I was downstairs. It was really funny being in the bar. Like I was just waiting for someone, and I was like, I heard the first chip, but it stopped short. So I thought, is that a goal? Then it stopped short. And then there was a bit of a pause. Then there was another cheer. And it was like, penalty. It came down. So I managed to run back up the stairs and watch it. Me and Chris Stringer were like,
I was downstairs having a pint at the time in the concourse. So I missed a Ghana goal, got the second goal, ended up on the floor getting trampled all over. And I stood up and I said, I'll take penalties all day long. And someone went, "We're 3-2 up." And I went, "What?"
You didn't even realise?
Nah.
Yeah, well, you did, just like you did just say, you did drink 10 cans of Stella on the train. So, and I did see you after the game. So you
there was one eye going back to Oldham and one eye going to Tower Bridge.
I was bottled, wasn't I?
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, after the game, seeing some of the players and that, and you could tell they was like having a drink and enjoying themselves. And then in the morning, I met my mate Matt Donkersley about 7:30. We went for a walk around Wembley and Anthony Warburton and the kids, and we had a walk round, and me and Matt stopped at a shop and got some cans, and we were having a beer and that, and I was steaming. And I just said, this is my life is made now. This is it. I'm so happy. I'm not even asked now. Whatever happens now. As long as we don't go back to them dark days, I was just so happy to have a beer with my mate. So I had to put Terry Whaley, the captain, to bed because he can't booze. But yeah, it was awesome. It was absolutely from 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock Monday night. My life had just paused, and I was just living in that moment, and it was just something else. Absolutely something else.
Well,
that's what it's
brilliant.
all
Well,
about.
that's how we should end it with you, Danny.
I'm glad I got to see you, Danny, you and Zoe and Reese on Saturday
Matt,
after
did they
the
give you a
game.
big cuddle on a sofa?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I was cuddling everybody on the way back from the services.
In the Sky Bar in Milton? Was
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
sofa or something?
I think probably. I don't know. I can't remember. But we just cuddles all over in the services on the way back. These two people I'd never seen before in my life, but both wearing Latics shirts. So I just walked off and we were cuddling. Just everyone, we were just hugging Latics. So you can see a Latics fan hug. Come on, it was just brilliant. So yeah, all the hugs. And keep it going. If you see a Latics fan in the street, you don't know him, just give him a hug.
Do you know what?
It's good
Next
vibes.
season, I don't.
But do
don't
get
wanna
the
do
consent.
I don't want to do the old Wembley extra time thing. I just want to go up.
Listen, if we could finish in the top three, we'd be on dreamland. But I'll take the playoffs at this. I'll take the playoffs in our first season in League Two all day long.
Yeah,
because it's the pressure's not as bad now. If we did that and we didn't go up, it wouldn't be the end of the world, would it? But like this, and it wouldn't have been the end of the world if we'd not gone up, but it would have felt like it for a while. So
we're at the Dog and Duck League, aren't we? So that's all that matters.
Exactly. That's all that matters.
Correct.
When you had 17 Wealdstone fans away, fair play to them 17 proper fans.
Yeah.
But when you're playing teams at home at Boundary Park, 13,000 seater or whatever it is, and they bring in 17 away fans, and you're thinking, what is the fucking point in this league?
And the other thing, Danny, is Latics aren't playing in a division below Mark Shelton. We're in the same division as him.
I know.
So we couldn't have been having that, could we?
Next season. I might start my Twitter account back up because he's not blocked me off that.
Out of context, Shelton. Out of context, Shelton. Yeah.
All right, mate. Thanks for calling in, Danny.
See you in a bit.
See you soon, mate.
Boys.
Take care.
For your time this season.
No worries.
No worries, mate. Thanks, pal.
Pleasure. Right, should we chat to Nathan?
Yes, let's do it. Here he is. He's been very
Let's
patient.
do it, boys. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Don't you know, pump it up. The things are going up. Don't you know, pump it up. Everyone.
He's not calmed down yet.
Everyone get a drink in your hand now. Everyone get a drink in your hand. Go on, get a drink in your hand. Get a drink. Taste it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it tastes like promotion. Don't you know, pump it up. The things are going up. Don't you know, pump it up.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. I was just going to ask him to describe his mood.
Yeah, he seemed a bit down. Don't be down, Nathan.
Oh, that's brilliant, though.
I'm not down.
That's brilliant.
Good
Happy
stuff.
days.
He waited all that time for that.
I know.
Fair play.
Well, thanks. I'm glad he did. It was lovely.
Will.
Most same Booze Bus member. He must be talking about Nathan. Yeah, because clearly. Will G, are you coming on? You was there before. You didn't come in. Hello.
Thanks for waiting, Will.
Yeah, right, gents. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Good, mate.
Sorry. Yeah, don't know. I'm going to follow that. To be fair.
Sing us a song. No, joke. You can if you want.
No, we couldn't listen. I couldn't have put up with that with that for the last 2 hours if that was the intensity that everyone was coming on with. So don't worry.
No, yeah. Yeah. First of all, just want to say cheers for what you guys do. I live down in near Southampton, and yeah, I think I was listening to the podcast a couple of might be last week or the week before. I had someone said about helping keep the connection with the club, and yeah, you guys do a fantastic job. But
Thank you.
Yeah, what I wanted to say was just living down south. I think a lot of my mates are Man United fans, and I was thinking, and I was thinking around Christmas, I said to them, not being smug, but I was like, I'm having a better season than you. Like we're in a league with semi-pro teams, but I'm having a better season than you because there's some actual joy, and also, and this is the thing everyone's been saying on this call, and was so nice to hear. The players, the manager, our ownership is just how many clubs have just got proper toxic owners, and obviously we've been there, we've been through that, but it's one thing for us as the fans to say yeah, amazing, but I think Norwood said they'd had Frank come in before the game, and that obviously means something in the entire club, and it's just amazing to see. It's proper and I mean this in a good way. It's proper old school. He's a guy from the town. It's about the community, the stuff they're doing with the sports town and stuff. I mean, we left Oldham when I was about 2. My little lad is just just under 5 weeks old. So unfortunately, we couldn't get to Wembley. I did say to my wife, "Do you think it's time for his first trip?" But yeah, she was having none of it. I think he was born 2 weeks early, and I think if he was born 2 weeks late, his middle name would be Kian. But yeah, but no, it's just a really good feeling, lads. And like I say, I think the thing about like the ownership, it's just a good position. But like I say, I was saying to me mates about who'd you rather support, and then when they made a European final and we were going through our sort of post-Christmas slump, I thought, yeah, right, I won't be voicing those things ever again. But yeah, it's cool. It's come full circle. It just feels really, really good.
Well, if you look at the clubs of Greater Manchester, Manchester United, Man City, Bolton, Wigan, Rochdale,
Bury,
Stockport, they have won fuck all, and we have won the playoffs. So we're the most successful team in Greater Manchester this season. How's about them apples?
But yeah, but I think in extra time, I was, we were watching it on the DAZN. I was saying to my wife, she was, very kind, let me watch it, but put me babysitting duties to one side for a minute. But I was saying, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's done amazing, but Manny Month, his legs were gone. Like, I think for the second goal, he was a bit isolated, but his legs were gone. And I was saying, like, he needs to come off. They need to, but we didn't actually have. I think we only had Sutton on the bench. No, Hobson. Sorry, Hobson on the bench. And I was like, actually, and I was really glad when the match first started and they showed the team. I was really glad to see that Kean Harrott on the bench. Because I was like, okay, he's packed the bench with, Jordan Roster, Hobson, defensive players, and obviously the sub goalie. But, we went, what was it? I think it was yourself interviewed him, Dave, Mellon, just after Christmas when he went 1 up and he tried to play it that, oh no, I've actually played 3 up front. And it's like, yeah, you haven't though, have you? And, but, to have, Norwood, Harrott, because I don't think Harrott's made the squad the last
it's not.
No, it's
game.
not. It's been 3 subs, hasn't it? It was 5 subs,
good point.
five subs at Wembley.
Oh yeah, good point. So yeah, so I was pleased to see him on there. But like I say, and it's only when I realised, like when I said, like, I mean, Month did amazing to get back into fitness. I mean, that's his like 3rd game since whenever it was he got injured. So I'm not knocking
January.
him.
It was January filed. Yeah,
yeah.
Come back in.
Yeah, he's done amazing. But like obviously extra time, he put in a shift, but his legs were gone. And I was saying, like, they need to get him off. And then I looked around and I was like, yeah, but who for? You know what I mean? But then I think you said earlier about Jordan Roster and he needs a shout out. But there was one tackle he made and he was celebrating like he scored a goal. And you see that passion. But you see the fellas, like, not all of them to be fair, but it was quite interesting to watch afterwards the celebrations. And even like quite a few of the lads who are out of contract, full on, and like Joe Garner, and I think I saw an interview, read an interview with Mickey Mellon where he was saying, like, I think someone said to him, like, you haven't really got your money's worth out of him, have you? Because he's been injured. And he said, well, I signed him for the squad as well. Like, he's bringing on other players and he's just a good lad to have around the squad.
Yeah.
And I've never met him, I don't know him, but you could see him going around afterwards and you could see him. And the one thing I did see him with was that younger Nathan. And I'm a little bit biased because he's from the same part of Wales as like my family. But yeah, you could see, like, a young lad like that, him being that older, experienced head, like, you could just see him chatting to him. And yeah, it was just, fair play.
Well, when we were at the fans forum earlier on, before the playoffs started, Tom Conlon said, didn't he, about the spirit and not just the spirit, but the attitude of players. And I think some of the players that maybe are on the periphery or haven't made it or have been out on loan or whatever maybe didn't quite match the attitude that was that is expected and that Conlon would expect and that the manager would expect. And I think this process of over a couple of seasons, you've got to bring in the mentality, the players with the character, the attitude that the manager expects, and I think it's been clear that over the last season and a half that he's been in charge, not all those players have done that, and it's not just about the ability that they've got; it's these other things that they bring. And you're right, Joe Garner brings these things, and he's been fantastic, and he's been totally worth every penny for his performances in the playoffs, and he's made himself a Latics legend off the back of these 3 performances. And same with James Norwood. He's not featured that much this season, but that goal will live in Latics history.
Yeah.
Kean Harrott goal live in Latics history, and that's what it's all about, because of the key moments are what everyone remembers, and it's just been brilliant, and they've lived up to it with their experience and everything. So it's just great, and fair play to them. They've been brilliant.
Yeah, no, they've been quality. Yeah.
Can I just give a shout out to Andrew Jones, a friend of my mate Will? He left at 2-1. So well done, Andrew.
Oh no.
Well done, Andrew.
Oh mate, when they scored in extra time, and I was like, that's that then, innit? And I said to my wife, like, I might as well switch this off, go for a run. I was trying to console myself because we live around the corner from Eastleigh, and I've been able to like drag. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to get involved in Oasis now, because I've been able to drag my youngest brother, who lives near Woking. I managed to drag him along to the Woking game a couple of seasons ago, and then since then he's come down. His missus is a Saints season ticket holder, and she's quite into football, so I've managed to drag them down to the Eastleigh game. I grew up near Aldershot, grew up in Aldershot.
Well, those two clubs are not good to you now, mate. They're out of
no, exactly.
There,
and I was looking at it.
Yeah, they're non-league.
The map. Yeah, I know we're above all that, aren't we? And I was looking at the map. You know, there's the map, and I was like, oh god, where are we going to go now? Like, I think the nearest one's Gillingham or something. But me and my wife have been saying about, you know, trying to get a nice weekend away to Yorkshire, so I'm pushing to go to Harrogate. I'm just hoping that's sometime quite early, because it should be good.
Well, it's better to be going to Harrogate than to York, isn't it? This season, I don't know how many Yorkshire games there are this time. But
I'm just sending a tweet to James Norwood saying we've got 10 minutes left of this season's phoning. Please call in, but I've got as much.
Well, we won't have 10 minutes left if he calls in, because we'll have to talk to him then, won't we?
Well, yeah.
Anyway,
sorry.
We've got James and Dom lined up. So thanks for calling, Will, and hopefully we'll see you at one of those Southern away games next season.
Cheers, gents. Thanks a lot.
All the best to the wife and the
Thanks
baby.
for the call. Yeah,
cheers,
take
mate.
care.
See you now. Right, so we'll speak to James, then we'll finish with Dom, unless James Norwood calls. I think this is James from Aberdeen, who travelled down to the game. Hello, James.
Hello.
Well, it was all worthwhile in the end, mate.
Oh, what a day! I can't put it into words. I'm blanked again. Best day of my life, genuinely.
Yeah. It was such a long trip. How did you feel on the way down, and how did you feel on the way back?
Well, I was well nervous on the way down. I mean, it was very long. It felt like it was going on forever as well. But the way back, to be honest, I just slept most of the way back. I was absolutely knackered.
Yeah.
It's just shattering, weren't it? It was just the emotion. I've never felt as emotionally drained ever. No. Since my birth of my son was quite draining, but my wife did all the hard work. But honestly, that was. My daughter wasn't that bad, but that day was completely draining. Highs, lows, nerves, elation, ups, downs. Oh,
James, it had it all, didn't it? From a football perspective, I mean, Wembley's incredible. The size of the crowd, the atmosphere. It was just a cracking game of football, and just everything was perfect, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Southend fans were good, like in numbers, but I mean, we were louder, weren't we? That one chant that they were doing when they were 2-0, it got annoying because obviously they were winning, fair enough, but it's an annoying chant, that.
It's such his life, isn't it? It doesn't matter, does it? They didn't win. So
I tell you what annoyed them more when we scored that winner.
So that Southend vlog.
Exactly.
I've watched it. I felt a bit harsh, but that guy when Norwood goes through, he goes, "No!" That guy in the crowd is just so funny, because you just know that he's just the best or worst person in that position to have that chance. You know, there was no way that he was missing that, was there?
No.
I can't remember the first guy's name that was on, but he was saying about social media and Like I know, like from my Instagram account, I've got loads of like people from different countries who support like from FIFA, and it's mental. It's really weird. But
Well,
I've been following them for years because of FIFA.
well, they'll be following him a bit longer now because they're back on FC 26. Oh, I can't wait for that. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, none of my nephews are buzzing for it.
I can't wait.
I think I'll play it. I think I'll play it with them just for the crack.
You've got to be Oldham.
Because you've got the names, the heroes. We've got heroes again. It's so important. Like it's so important to look up to the footballers in your team and be inspired by them and you know genuinely want the best for them. And we've got that now, and we've not had it for years. But like I was lucky enough to talk to quite a few of them on Monday night, and you know just really just kind of being genuinely grateful for all their efforts this season, and you know seeing how happy they were and all. You know what I mean? It's just we've not had players like that for a long time, and the scenes and what people wanting photos with them, and you know fans like loving the players, and that's what it's all about.
It's exactly what it's all about.
Who's your favourite player been this season, James?
Oh, this season, I think Ogle. I think not many people have said Ogle, but I think it's got to be Ogle. My dad said he reminded him of Neil Pointon.
Right.
A little bit. I'm not. I mean, how would you know?
Definitely the hair.
The hair for sure. Yeah.
But no, I think you know Neil Pointon was good, but he tended to panic, didn't he? He's disappointing.
Well, look, we don't need Neil Pointer now. We've got Regan Ogle, and
exactly.
yeah, I think he's been great. I really enjoy the way he plays.
We missed him through the parts of the season when he was injured. That 8-week period, we struggled, didn't we? So,
yeah.
But hey, you know, my who's your favourite player, Matt?
I'd say my favourite player of the playoffs has been Joe Gallagher.
Season.
Oh, it's got to be Fondop for the whole season. Just like he has epitomised everything that was needed through the season. Like, you know, it's great that you James Norwood chips in with a goal like that, and Garner comes out of semi-retirement. It seems like this season and plays like that. But Fondop has epitomised everything that this club's been about this season.
Mine's been Josh Stones. No. I'm only kidding. No, my favourite player has been I think Raglan.
Yeah, Raglan. Look, there's been some really solid performances. Jake Caprice has been really good. You know, like
it's hard, isn't it? Yoga, Garner, Fondop.
But I think when you look at the whole season, and without Fondop's goals this season, and without his leadership,
Hammond's done really well.
But he's not played that many games.
But when he's played really well. Harrott. There's just loads.
You're just going to name all the players now?
Yeah. Woodson, Donaghy.
Yeah. Right, James, we're going to move on now because we've got one more caller and we're over 2 hours now. So
it's been a long... thing.
Yeah, of course, mate.
I thought Rossiter was excellent when he came on. He did not stop running at all. I watched it back last night and he was throwing himself at absolutely everything.
Yeah. No, he was. He's like a terrier, isn't he? When he gets going. And
he came on and did the job that he was meant to do. You didn't have to pass it. You just had to tackle it and get rid, and that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we should get him for next season?
Not sure.
I'm not sure, but do tune into the squad pod when we'll go through this in more detail.
Yeah, we need to, don't we? Because
I'm not sure when we're gonna. It might have to put it out early because I might be worried that they'll put the return list out before Monday.
Yeah.
So
Let's bring Tommy on back now.
For another day, isn't it? Anyway, cheers, James.
Cheers.
See you, mate. Take care. Bye. See you next season. Thank you.
Right, we'll finish on a low and we'll talk to Dom. Hey.
You still offering that deep bath, Dave?
Hey?
You still offering that deep bath?
The deep bath with Dom.
Oh, I could do with it, mate. It's still coming down. Still coming down from it. It's been from the anguish and despair to the absolute ecstasy and elation. It's just biblical.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, mate, I'm wondering like how long is this gonna last? Like how long till it wears off, or is it gonna like is it just gonna keep going now all the way through to? I hope it does all the way through to the start of the season, or what?
It's like I'm gonna talk about the Norwood goal again because we're none of us are gonna stop talking about it, are we? I said you can't think of any other striker that's going to bring that ball down and put it in the back of the net. And I was sat with Lee, and when he were panning the camera around, you can see me just crying when that went in because it just gave you that hope that we were going to kick on and just do the job.
If you've watched the highlights, where I think it's after the Norwood goal, where it goes, James Norwood again has given Oldham life again, and it's like, and it's Harrod, and it's fun, and you can hear Aaron McLean going mad, can't you? Like, it's just amazing, you know. The commentator did a really good job of, embedding that, those moments. So shout out to him, whoever he was, because it was just.
I do think from a football point of view, like just from a neutral, from a game, and that's why it's a shame that it was on DAZN and you had to pay 20 quid to watch it and stuff. Yeah. I mean, but like as a spectacle, it was a good game. There were good chances. The atmosphere was great. It was, and then the way it finished in extra time was just. If you're watching that as a neutral, you're going to get invested and you're going to get carried away. And I'm just dead proud that it was our lads who managed to give everybody the big showpiece ending.
Yeah, I mean, I have watched one video from someone that was in the neutral section, and just everyone that were in there, they were in complete disbelief as to what happened.
Yeah,
when you see the third goal go in because of where Fondop is. He's obviously near the ball and near the defender and everything, and then he runs off, and you can see him. He starts holding his head, and then he's putting his arms up, and then he's holding his head as if just the same thing. His body language is just like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe what's just happened, and it's just the same. And like, oh man, it was just again goosebumps again.
Well, when it was going across first goal, I'm thinking it's going out this, and then when it crept in, I nearly went flying. Nearly sent Paul and Brad flying.
You know what? As well, I was looking. I was looking across like linesmen. Is it going to get disallowed? Surely this can't. We can't have this look. Surely this can't be the case. There's got to be something wrong with it. And even you know what? This has been in my mind as almost like can't be expecting something to go wrong afterwards. Like for some reason that the promotion's not. Do you know what I mean? Like just like this doesn't happen. Like you was like me be saying on the vlogs and stuff. It just doesn't happen to us. Or we've forgotten after such a long time that this is possible. But it's happened and it's real and it's not going to change. Yeah. And
we're here, League Two. Here we come.
I think with Nathan, Nathan has been going all the way through from Sunday. He was like that on the coach back. He was like that in MV. He was like that Monday. I think he's still on it, that lad.
Fair play.
Why not? Why not? Why not? I mean, I must admit, I've not been able to really focus too much on anything too seriously, and over the last couple of days, apart from this, I just wanted to take it all in and live with it and enjoy it. And I'm so pleased that they pulled that together on Monday because it was such a nice way to. I'd literally just got back from London, like literally got out of the car, stretched legs, got changed quickly, got back in the car, drove back up to Boundary Park. So it really the whole trip never really ended. It felt like the whole weekend, and it was just brilliant. What a great job everybody at the club did putting that together.
Absolutely. But yeah, I won't keep you lads because I know you want to get off, especially Dave looks like he's ready for passing out. But
I'm not, mate. It's just like all the emotion, everything. It's been brilliant, and you've waited patiently. If you've got anything else to say, please say it, mate. Please don't feel as if you have to rush off.
I've got one parting message, and that is to that big Dave Matt Ugler.
Fair enough.
Fucking sausage.
And on that bombshell,
yeah, I'm sure he's not watching, but maybe someone will tell him. Anyway, cheers, Dom. We'll see you in League Two, mate.
See you in League Two. Thanks, Scott. Well, it's been an emotional season. We've had FA Cup heartbreak. We've had Ups, downs, turnarounds. We've had Norwood, we've had Fondop, we've had Derby wins against Rochdale.
I tell you what, it's surprising we have the energy. It gives you a thirst, and I tell you what, you need a coffee, don't you?
Mate.
Hey Dave, did you know that listeners can now buy us a coffee or any other kind of hot beverage?
Ooh.
What's your favourite hot beverage, Dave?
A macchiato.
And how do you like your macchiato?
Black with lots of milk. Oh.
No cream?
No.
Well, if you want to buy Dave a
macchiato,
then go to buymeacoffee.com/We Are Oldham. I'll just have a Nescafe.
Ooh. Thank you, listeners.
Aye, so if you want to buy us a coffee or two, then
macchiato.
Macchiato in Nescafe.
So, that's it, Dave. As far as the football phoning is concerned, we are done.
What are you going to do on a Thursday or a Wednesday? Because we keep changing the date. What are you going to do?
I don't know. But it's the 4th of June, and we're only just drawing it to a close. So it's been a long old season for us all, but it's been a tremendous
But we'll be
season.
back for our pre-season training drills.
We've got some good stuff. We've got some good stuff planned out.
We
Dave.
have got something mega lined up, and you'll just have to watch this speed.
Oh yeah, it's
not pretty good. It's fucking mega.
We have something mega lined up for the summer, but that's all to come. So we'll keep you all informed. Obviously, last week me and Dave attempted a rap, and it needed some refining, and so. Just a bit. So we'll play out with it because, why not? We're not going to be able to play it next year, so we might as well play it now. But listen, we'd just like to say thanks for all the support
yes, thank you.
that we get from you all, whether it's watching, whether it's comments, whether it's joining in, whether it's just watching and listening to what we do.
Thanks to Latics as well for all these hers content that helps us along. There's so many people. The Atleticos, OSF, the veterans, everybody.
It's just great that we're just such a invested fan base now, and everyone's pulling together and doing their bit.
The Rothwells, Darren Royal, everybody,
Mickey Mellon, all the players, families and friends, and everybody who helps keep them in the right headspace. And let's just do what we. Let's do next season what we know we can do, which is support the team and make a massive difference.
Thanks to Roy, Butterworth and Alan as well in the media team and all the rest of the media team. Roy, I'm glad we run it for Roy as well. And Suzanne Geldard at Oldham Times. Yeah, brilliant.
Absolutely. So, here you go. Back with another one of those shrimp rocking.
That's about it. That's about it.
Mickey Mellon has us on our way to Wembley. Oldham in a final, finally. Frank and Judith sing with the Atleticos. Gaz is hugging Bim and now he's sucking on his toes. Sucking on his toes. Got Joe Garner with his dark arts. Gonna smash them shrimp at blunderclads. Manny is a giant, Hudson is in goal. Raglan's gonna put you underground with all the moles. With all the moles, we're scoring goals. In the player final, it's your chance to shine. Norwood eating chicken, then he scores in added time. Everybody praying for help from the divine. All the fans singing for God's number 9. Oh, he's God's number 9. God's number 9. Ogle is a danger with his impressive throw. Is it gonna work? We never know. Postman Pet delivers with a sweet set piece. Fondop and Ghana gotta eat it like beef. Beef paste. Beef paste. Beef paste. Gonna make some shrimp paste.
1, 2.
Oldham boys are singing on our way to Wembley. Gonna soak the place with the blue and tangerine. Darren Royal's wearing his lucky underpants. Roy's are wearing thin, but he thinks we have a chance. Respect to our home, he's from the Southend. But this is our time, you'll have to do it again. Shrimps taste good, we eat them from the sea. But the owl's gonna eat them out of Wembley.
Shrimp is the food of the sea. You can barbecue it, boil it, broil it, bake it, saute it. There's shrimp kebabs, shrimp creole, shrimp gumbo, pan fried, deep fried, stir fried. There's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp, coconut shrimp, pepper shrimp, shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. That's about it, 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 about it.